Bill Kanda, Chairman of the Custer County Board of Commissioners. Today's date is Wednesday, July the 16th, 2025. Silence your phones if you got them. And we will begin. This meeting is being recorded both online, two ways, Zoom and YouTube, and our clerk. So with that, please stand for the pledge. I'll call the meeting to order. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Join me for the invocation. Dear Lord, we just thank you for this day. We thank you for the employees that work for Custer County, the citizens that reside here, for all the beautiful landscapes that you've provided for us, and the rain that we've gotten to keep any fire at bay. So Lord, we just thank you for the blessings, and we ask for your wisdom in this meeting that we're having this day. In your name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Lucas. Roll call, Kelly.
Commissioner Kanda?
Here.
Commissioner F?
Present.
Commissioner Vogelsong?
Here.
BOCC Admin Caitlin Womack? Here. And Clerk to the Board Kelly Kemper present.
Okay, let's do audience introductions, and we'll start with Clyde.
Clyde Butler, Airport Manager.
Vicki White, Human Services.
Lynn Crawford, Planning and Zoning.
Jim?
James Gilbert.
John?
John Mapes, Custer County IT and GIS.
Sarah Burleson, Custer County Public Health Agency.
J.D. Henrich, Custer County Assessment.
Jim Harmon, Recycling.
Stacy Carroll, Director of Custer County Peace Council.
Vince Road and Bridge.
Rodney Knapp,
Robert Smith, Human Resources, Risk Management. Rick Smith, sure.
Brian Lockhart, landfill.
Okay, and online, yeah.
Five online, Deb Adams, John Price, Rhonda Post, Rob Klein, and Sherry Tokley.
Okay. Okay, great. Okay, before we continue, I want to say a couple things. Today, I want to make it really clear what we're doing with this meeting, because there's been confusion. Once a month, we have staff reports. And in the past, we haven't been including all the staff. The real staff of the county is all the elected officials and the people, the departments that work directly for the commissioners. And so it's important that this is our requirement as the leadership of the county, to have interface with each of the staffs, this staff meeting. So we're going to talk, the meeting will last as long as you make it and we ask questions about things that are not the mission statement of your department. For example, Brian runs the landfill, and we know that's what he does. If there's issues out there that you need to bring forward from a staff point of view to us to be aware of, then that's what we want to hear, and the public. It's an opportunity also to have the public see and interface with us, all of us. We've had staff meetings in the past. We had them as closed workshops, we've had them as open workshops. Anytime the three commissioners get together, we're very diligent about making sure we make any meeting that we would possibly make a decision in a full meeting. That's what this is, so we could make some decisions today. Otherwise, if it's a closed workshop, then it's information only, and whoever is invited to that, including in some cases people from the public for whatever reasons, but it would be closed comments. So in this case, it's an opportunity for people to come in and learn things. Like, for example, from a staff point of view, we've been thinking about going back to a 5-day workday week. What does that mean? I don't know yet. Could be we split departments. What are the important departments to have open 5 days a week, and split staff so that we can do that? But that's something that we'll be discussing with you, with you all. And you need to know that's sort of something that we got on the horizon. Other thing that's important from a point of view of planning and zoning, for example, we've gotten an awful lot of, by the way, the reason we're doing this too, a lot of public comment has asked for a 5-day work week. Also, the public's been asking, how do we get to the elected officials? Well, we know every elected official has their own office, their own departments, and they're welcome to come in. But sometimes they want to have a general impression or what that elected official does. you all, the elected officials, are public servants working directly for these citizens. And so this is an opportunity to get you, showcase some of the things you do and make sure the public's aware of what you got going. 5-day work week, we also are looking at possibly putting back into play bunkhouses. We call them bunkhouses. A lot of issues brought up by the realtors and the ranchers and people that have land that want to use their land the way we have been. The problem with bunkhouses in the past was how do we enforce it? And so there was a lot of abuse, so maybe there's other ways now that we can do it, that we get the planning commission, we're gonna charge them and others, a committee together to come up with what kind of a resolution do we need to come up with the regulations on bunkhouses. And a stiff fine if you don't follow the rules, what we've never had in place. Some things like that to make people aware of. So in today's discussion, each commissioner has some thoughts too on the people that work directly for them under the departments. For example, Veteran Services is under me, and we've got a lot of neat things happening there. Dominic is not here right now.
He will be useful.
He's closing down the other meeting. And and we're not looking for a list of things you did every day for the last week. We're looking for items that you might think that we need to know that are on the horizon for you all from your departments. And we'll ask questions. It's our opportunity too to have you all together so we can interact and so that you're aware, so that if the public comes into Brian's landfill and he wants to know something about what Road and Bridge is doing, because you've got heavy equipment out there and they want to know something, you don't necessarily get the word that Vince has already finished up chip seal on Rosita. That's cool. Where's he going next? Can he go next? We're going to learn some things today that we have issues with the chip seal machine that we have. We got plans that he's got, he'll be presenting that. And that'll be stuff for you all to know, because you'll be stopped on the sidewalk at some point and asked what's going on. So we're coming together as a organization, a county office in effect, and that's why we're going to try to do more things professionally, that we get together and make sure we communicate together. That's the purpose of this meeting. And in fact, sometimes maybe there's not a need to have one. This will be a meeting that we can move around or change the format of, depending on how things evolve as we go forward. So with that, I'm going to ask you guys if we have any amendments to this agenda. Paul?
What was that?
Any amendments?
No.
No. Okay, and we'll keep the format sort of the same as the ordinary BOCC meetings together. It doesn't have to necessarily follow this format, but it's nice because we've got it already and it sets everything up. Okay, so anything from a commissioner item point of view, a lot of this stuff will come out as we're doing discussions, so I'm not going to say too much about some of the things we've been doing because it's going to come out in our discussions. Lucas, you have anything?
So, was that the TRP, Transportational Regional Planning, districts? The state has cut the majority of the funding. We got about 16 million in our region for the next 10 years. So all of the improvements to 69 and 96 are cut. They're not even on the planning phase for the next 10 years. We probably need to send a letter to the state patrol going, you gotta monitor, you gotta help Rich out on the highways with 2 truck rollovers alone this year, maybe 3, I don't know, but at least 2.
3 and
3
7 days.
3 and 7 days. We definitely need the state to refocus its money, so we're gonna have to lobby hard up the Golden Dome to get our money back, because that's, if we don't, so the state's been just taking large amounts of money from roads and bridges, and they're putting it on whatever other program they want to do. So we've lost it. So 16 million. We did get $50,000 to complete the sidewalk project. So I'll be talking to Matt Pettit, our CDOT manager, over the next few days, and we should be able to go out for bid now and get that done this fall. So
That's a really good point. Look, have you been on I-25 in Denver and coming down through here? What is the traffic normally travel? How fast? It's not 75. It's 85, sometimes 90 at past. I don't see anybody pulling anybody over. You know, we gotta start slowing down the track. These trucks, they're going down the hardscrabble. They're turning over in spots they shouldn't be turning over. That last hay truck was turning, wasn't he turning on the intersection down there and he flipped it over?
Right.
Crazy stuff. Maybe there's different rule on the driver's test. Maybe there's some changes that need to be made. Maybe we need, and you see in the county, we've dropped our speeds. Right now, the stuff in order to preserve the oil and the chip seal, we're dropping them down to 35. You know, that seems really slow when you first start doing it. And then the bottom line is you lose over 6 miles, maybe 3 minutes getting to town, over 45. So think about it before you bellyache. But, you know, it's hard to get used to that, but in the budgets like they are for now, especially, it's important to do things a little bit different than we've been doing. So thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah, welcome.
Anything else?
So we started cleaning out the garage. There's been a lot of stuff just stashed in there. A lot of stuff stashed in the annex basement, but we got some ramps that we were able to use, handicap ramps for some veterans that needed them. So we're just trying to get this stuff organized so that we can use it for our community or get rid of it if it just needs to be gotten rid of. Starting to do that with our vehicles, starting to really take stock. What do we have? It's for a vehicle to sit, it costs us $600 a year in insurance alone. So, and then every time we want to start it or move it, we got to get Dan to get over there and jump it or charge the battery. So we're spending a lot of money on vehicles that are just sitting. So we need to move those around and get them in the proper place. Starting to work with John Van Dorn on the Sangre de Cristo Agriculture Food Hub initiative that's kind of morphed out of the tourism board. So there'll be more stuff coming on that. Then we had a workshop on the fire resiliency codes and what that may do for us or what we may need to do, but we need to start working on those things, so.
Yeah, that's another good one, and that'll come up in planning and zoning when we start talking about it a little bit, where we're headed. We had a good meeting yesterday with the towns, and there's a lot of, let's wait and see where the rest of the counties are doing. There's no money in the new laws. For example, they passed a law with no money like they do. So where does that come from? We can't even keep our roads safe when we're doing things. So there's ways to do that, though. We'll be meeting that in the future too. Paul?
A few things that working on. The fair is fully in operation, doing very well. I'll do a report on that if Reggie's not online or here by then. And the other item that is been asked to me in a couple of places of gathering, like Liberty Rocks last night and everything, is what's the effect going to be and how are they going to put the taxation on no tax on tips, overtime, and Social Security. I'm gathering information on that, and I'll be putting out what I learned. I still only have a few tidbits on that. I'll cover that later on. And then I had a meeting with the library yesterday, and they're trying to do a few more activities, being a draw from the community, especially in the younger generation. So we had a real nice meeting, one-on-one. Some of the things that were discussed there I'll bring up at a later date as I get more information there also. And it just seems like everybody wants to do something to bring more people into the town to do things and everything. We just don't have the reach or the transportation ability to do that, and that's what we're discussing. So, but other than that, the fair is full running, and I understand doing very well. So I have a report on that if Reggie doesn't. So that's all I have.
Yeah, in fact, that brings up tourism. Tourism, we talked about before, you've heard it, and we haven't forgotten about it. Do we want to raise the tourism bed tax or not? So that's something else that we'll.
And also the flyers that I did not have last meeting, because I had the wrong vehicle. I have those with me, and I'll be giving those out also from Dev Tourism.
Okay, and yeah, there's a lot more that we'll hear about the taxes as well. As you mentioned.
Yeah, I've just begun.
Okay, that's our items from right now, and we'll discuss more. And by the way, the format will be, once somebody, we bring up, like say, the sheriff talking about his stuff, there's no reason why, if there's a question, don't sit there and not ask it, raise your hand, I'll make sure everybody gets a chance to talk and ask questions that come up as they do. So, before we move on, I guess we ought to probably approve, since we've got the format, the minutes from last time that they did,
You could, if I would have sent them to Kate.
that, if you've gotten them to her, so.
They'll be on.
I should have said, without them on here, I should have said, there are no minutes to approve, which I skipped over, so. All right, and Dan's not here today, he wasn't planning on it.
I asked him not to be.
Yeah,
He's busy.
We need to watch that budget, so.
right, and so in the meantime, things that come up that might need his input, we'll make sure we get it and get it to whatever department needs it, if it comes up. Okay, and Kelly, or Caitlin, you got anything?
No.
One thing that did just pop up, and you all saw it, we do have the DA budget coming up, and I asked him to coordinate that with Caitlin so that we all got it at the same time. Looks like the 5th of August, we saw that. So we gotta go and see that's another budget issue we've got to handle. Our dues for the DA, District 11, and to pay the new DA what they need to operate. They all come from the counties, they don't get separate tax money, they're money from each county, then District 11 that ponies up by population, their fair share to keep that office running. So we'll know more about that, we'll bring it back to you when we have that meeting after the 5th of August. Okay, with that, Rich, come on up. And can you guys hear us back here? We're talking into a mic. Hey, Rich, thank you.
Come to you, Rich. That's all right, thank you.
I asked Rich to put a program together on what he's got going for everybody's information, because it affects all of us.
Well, thank you very much. And this is, you have my monthly report for the month of June, which has some statistics. And so we're roughly double the number of traffic stops and double the number of traffic tickets that we were this time last year. And that's something we got a lot of complaints on, people wanting to start more tickets.
We're slowing them down, aren't we?
I think it's a good
I don't
thing.
know if it's-
I've gotten a lot of complaints about Adams subdivision now that they paved that road, Westcliff paved that road, that speed has increased probably double. So, and the amount of people that's.
I'll try to get Westcliff to put their radar sign there. They have one that
Yeah,
says.
that's a good one, too. It slows
speed
people down.
25.
Yeah.
And
A lot
we're
of
really close to
kids-
getting
A lot
ours
of
done.
kids live along that road.
Yeah.
So.
On Facebook, that's the primary way we connect with the community. We, at the end of June, we're up to 10,000 followers and 2 million views for the year. And last year, we had 2 million views for the whole year, so we're roughly double the connection with the community. Unfortunately, in Facebook, it gives you like a map of the age of people you're hitting, and so we're missing the young people and the older people, and so that's just always been a challenge.
Another
for us.
good reason we have this meeting, and plus, there's some people, believe it or not, don't have a computer.
Oh, yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And then everything on our Facebook page gets retransmitted over to our Custer Sheriff webpage, so if someone doesn't have Facebook, they can read everything as it comes up. I was heartbroken to see the floods in Texas, and that these Christian camps were affected, with a large amount of loss of life. And in one particular, there was a news article that said that the camp director got the alert about the flood an hour before it happened, and then waited 45 minutes to actually start doing anything, which was the wrong decision. And so I wondered about our camp, so I came back, and we have a special deputy, Justin Robinson, and so he is gonna actually go to each of the camps and go over their emergency plans and make sure they're signed up with Everbridge. And one of the camps I looked up, not a single employee there had the Everbridge, so they would never get the emergency notice that there was a fire coming. And so me and the fire chief did a press release, which will hopefully be in both papers this week, and to KLZR, asking the community to sign up for Everbridge. It's free. And if you're away from your house, out in your yard, and you have your cell phone, we can hit the cell phone, even if you have it on Do Not Disturb, and give you the important information you need.
That's a big deal.
What's the organization that you need to put into the app?
It says, if you go to the sheriff webpage and you click on it, it takes you right to the app, but it's like Fremont Custer 911, I believe.
Yeah, if you go on the website itself, there's like 6 different avenues you can go, and it's a little confusing, so.
But if anyone here hasn't signed up, and I know some of you haven't, because I can see who signed up or not, please put down, you can put your home address in there, and if like when we had the junk and fluke fire, that happened after midnight, and so you're probably in bed, and if your phone is on Do Not Disturb, Everbridge will wake your phone up, sound the alert, and tell you what you need to do. But you can also put your work address in as well, if say like down at the landfill. And so on the fly, we can call on the radio to dispatch and say, we've got an emergency, at 123 Main Street, which you hit every house within a 5-mile radius. And so it's pretty easy for them to do. So you can put multiple addresses in there to get alerts, or maybe your kids live in town, or your parents or something.
Also, it doesn't hurt you all to tell your people that come and visit you, your customers for the county business, whatever, get on Everbridge, pass the word.
So I'm gonna try to hit it at the title company. So everyone that buys a new house will get a form to sign up, because they'll end up at the ones up on the
You
spot.
also are doing something with active shooters in churches.
Yes, that's my next topic.
Oh,
I
yeah.
saw that there was yet another active shooter at a church in Kentucky. It was a very small church. Most church shootings are at small churches. And the perpetrator was in a traffic stop and shot a police officer, and then showed up at the church and killed at least 2 people in the church. And it appears the preliminary reason for the attack is that there was a domestic violence situation, and the church recommended to the female to leave and go to a safe place, and then the man came back with the thing. Well, we had that happen at a church here. The church pastor called me and said, hey, we have a guy who's potentially violent, lives in a different county, and we're worried about this Sunday. So we had posse members at that church. So not this Saturday, but next Saturday, we're offering a free security training. It's an all-day thing for any house of faith that has an organized team, and the minister or preacher can call the sheriff's office for more details. And it'll include some classroom stuff about the legalities of using force, and it'll include some practical exercises on our gun range. We had another police car hit a deer. Those darn things are suicidal. And the damage is less than $1,500, so it won't be covered by insurance.
That was wins recently?
This
like
week,
today?
like this week. And I'm a big believer in deer whistles. I have one on my cars. And then the second thing that we've struggled with is our radios and our police cars. And so if you got our budget, we're good on our numbers for the year. Half the year we're staying under half the budget. But one of the numbers we're over on is vehicle maintenance. And we have a lot of police cars that are over 100,000 miles. And they rack up really expensive repairs all the time. So my goal is by the end of next month to get rid of all the police cars that have more than 100,000 miles. And then I have 7 vehicles incoming, 3 that you approve the financing for, and then 4 that a band of 5 local donors paid for. And the ones that the donors paid for are Ford Explorers, and they came to us with the lights and sirens, but not the radar gun, the radio, or the stickers on the door. And that's all being done in Colorado Springs at our vendor.
And under what budget?
I'm sorry?
How is it being paid for?
Under our vehicle maintenance budget. So we'll get those out there. And then the one thing it doesn't have is the radio that goes in the car, which is very expensive, $5,000 per car. And so one of the biggest sheriff's offices in the state actually donated 8 of those radios to us yesterday. So 8 times $5,000. So I went and picked it up from them. Very nice. And they're at our radio program vendor that programs them.
You let Robin know about that, because she's procuring radios for.
Oh, good. Yeah. So these are the in-car radios, and we got Motorola's.
Yeah.
And we still have the 3 that the commissioner radios that are going to be the same.
Good.
On we make sure the same frequencies that you have, we all have.
So it turns out those radios need to be touched by a technician about once a year, and the frequencies can get a little off or something. So we had a guy come out and do all the radios. And then the sheriff's office actually has 5 channels. And there's SO1, 2, and 3. And then the channel, which is SO4, is what we commonly call the mutual aid channel. And so I've worked with the other public safety agencies here. And so that's the main channel. So anything going on is going to be on this Custer MAC channel, like the hazmat incident yesterday.
Channel 4.
I'm sorry? Channel 4.
Channel 4.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's not encrypted. We have another alternative
Hold on, I got
channel.
a question. So Robin, you said there's a delay getting those radios. It's gonna
Yeah,
take,
I need a letter from you too, authorizing them to have the SO channels,
The MAC channel,
the SO
Oh.
channels.
okay. So,
If you're authorizing that.
yeah, I'll talk to you about that
yeah,
offline,
I
security.
understand. It'll be whatever he
Yeah.
authorizes.
And then we
but
have
we'll
a-
be able to hear everything.
Yeah, so we have a second, the main radio we use, this one uses 800 megahertz.
Yes.
Which is up like where the cell phones go. However, the state is actually changing our antennas this month to alternate between 7 and 800 megahertz. And some of our older radios
Can still.
are 20 years old and can't do that. So after this donation from the big sheriff yesterday, all of our radios will meet what the state is.
So our radios are probably obsolete now.
No, yours are still good. It's like 4 generations ago are
Oh,
not
okay.
good anymore. And then the final thing we have for communication is VHF radio. And so that's the radio that's inside the sheriff's office and the antenna out there, and that doesn't use the state infrastructure. And so that's our 5th channel, like for emergencies. And our SRO went to the National SRO Conference in Texas and just got back. And then I do want to commend the DA's office just because you mentioned it, but they've worked really hard. And on one of our big cases, it had 7 different DAs assigned to it, one of our most important cases. And every DA that came in would do some different things, and you need to have one guy doing it all. And so he has a local man, Curtis Tomei, a very experienced attorney out of Texas, who had worked as a prosecutor, and the guy is a very good partner with the deputies and teaching the younger guys. And so things are running as smooth as I've ever seen it run under the new district attorney. Any other questions from the audience?
I have one, Rich, is that, the VHS, is that the same as the Marine VHS?
It's down in that band of frequencies, which is lower than the high 800 and 700 megahertz.
I was just wondering that if our residents, because we have quite a few of them that have boats, if they had an emergency and their phones were not working, could they key in on that and anybody'd hear it?
Probably not, but we have worked with the ham radio club, and so we have 4 ham radio channels, one for each corner of the county, and then a 5th channel. And the last time we did an EOC exercise, the ham radio club was there, so that they're able to check and if all the infrastructure was down.
I just wondered, because someone asked me that,
Yep, and that's on our website too, the list of frequencies. And so if they buy the cheap little $30 Bayo phone radio on Amazon, they'll be able to use it.
So this may be a different question, but the ham radio base was on top of Bunker Hill. Is that still the case? You know, 'cause
There's several ham radio repeaters, one at the Deer Mountain Fire Department, one up here, and then one of our local residents is actually adding his own repeater, which will give you kind of a national footprint using computers and things. And he lives over here up high, so it'll be a good place for the antenna to be.
good location. Yeah.
good. You guys got any questions for me? Anybody else? Got anything else that we covered everything you had?
If you guys want to schedule, I don't know if it would be a formal workshop or a meeting next month, then I would show you our vehicles, like you could see them in the parking lot. And I think the best way to get rid of the old vehicles is to sell them on a government auction site like govbids.com.
So we need to work that, how we're gonna.
Yeah, and then the money would go to the treasurer, and then whatever you guys need to do with it after that.
Okay. And we can outfit a truck. For example, you got a 4-wheel drive deputy truck that might be good for the airport board to take.
Oh, yeah, but no, we've got
Clyde needs to know about it.
2 that would be very good for him.
So it's 4-door and it's got pickup bed on it. Be good to have out there, I think.
That plow that you got, is that for a pickup or is that for a bigger size truck?
It's for a bigger size truck like a Humvee or an
Okay.
But we have a local man who
Yeah,
fabricated
snowplow.
an attachment for us.
We need a snowplow.
Yeah, that's what he's got, it's just not, it's
Not
too
too
big for a 3/4 ton 1-ton pickup.
Yeah. Got a question back here?
National Night Out still August 5th.
Yes. And that's our biggest event to touch with the community, and Aaron McCarthy from our office is organizing that.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, let's move on.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you, Rich.
Thank you.
Virginia. Thanks.
Welcome.
There's the one you sign. There's the one to look at. Okay. Paul.
Thank you.
Okay, got anything to mention on it? that you
No,
see or
it's all,
any-
huh?
No concerns
No,
about you?
not at this moment.
No hiccups.
No, the self-insurance fund is building back up so that we
Yeah.
can front-end load next year, which is, it's probably not quite gonna be enough because our self-insurance continues to rise in price, but at least
It's
we're
better.
starting with something better than what we had been,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah, definitely better,
that's good. Nothing's in the negative.
yeah.
We need to watch capital improvement. We are around 650,000, so we need to watch that.
You have something big coming out?
No, we don't have anything, well, we have the compactor payment, so we need to make that before September, so.
Yeah.
Unless it's already made, we may have just made it, so.
I
So we
don't
didn't
know.
wait, but I don't,
I'll reach out to Vernon
okay.
and see, but.
Couple of radios we're gonna, excuse me, a couple, well, how much are those radios? Around $7,000 total or 8?
I'm sorry.
Well, how much are the radios that Robin's gonna have to get for us?
So the portable ones are a little cheaper, the handheld ones, and that's in the $3,000 to $4,000 range.
So there's 6,000 for all three of them.
All three.
That's not bad.
Right. Thank you.
And how's things going in the office? How's
Jen?
Jen doing, and how you got enough
Good.
work, a lot of work, any,
Yeah, we're good. Collections are almost done. We have like almost 500,000 left to collect.
what's a common question in there? People, you get a lot of people coming and you have to send them somewhere else, or? are
We
you
always
able to-
have to send them someplace else. They always want to know about the homestead, I don't know, there's always questions all over. We'd send them.
Might mention that, the homestead
It might go away.
might go away.
Yeah,
It's a homestead exemption,
the whole
limits your tax.
senior exemption.
Senior.
The state pays your tax, a portion of it. Yeah, they're talking about maybe, this next year, they won't support it, the governor.
That was my
See,
question.
that's a good point to bring up. Anything? You're good?
I'm good.
Okay, let's the budget for today, this is the month of May, May ending 31st, and that's $9,866,986.87. Is that correct? We got it?
You say so.
That's correct. I'll make a motion to approve the treasurer's report for the month of May.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, I got a motion to accept the report, $9,866,986.87 for the month of May. Any other questions anybody want to deal with? Emergency funds. And the airport board is happy, I hear.
Yeah, we're happy.
Okay. All right, all in favor, say aye. Lucas?
Aye.
Paul?
Vote us on aye.
Kanda, aye. Thank you, Virginia.
Thank you. You get this on.
I'm gonna sign this baby. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you later.
Thank you. I'll come to you.
All right, Brad, where's Brad?
Brad's not here, won't be here.
Okay. All right, he out on a job? I hope
No,
not.
I'll explain to you later.
Okay. Okay, good. Assessor, JD, got anything? Come on up.
Not really. How we doing, JD? Good.
Hey, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for being here. I really don't have much. My office is not a very outgoing, I mean, we do everything internal. We get audited every year by the state hires an independent auditor. We started working with them in March. We just finished up with that.
Questions on it, anything out of the ordinary?
No, it's, every year it's kind of the same, but they check our values, plus they check the procedures we use to get them. Now, I haven't heard back if I passed or not, we won't hear that till probably August or September, but we've provided everything, we're done with that. The state wanted, and I have no idea why, the Department of Revenue wanted a list of all out-of-state property owners, so sent that to them. Been working with the state on the veteran and the senior citizen homestead exemptions, and as Virginia said, that may go away for a year or two, I don't know. State started the year, as you guys probably know, $1 billion in the hole. Got a lot of it worked out, but they take the they passed like 2 years ago, thing where now the state and the senior and veteran stuff comes out of the TABOR refund. Well, if there's no TABOR refund, they don't fund that, and the TABOR refund looks like it's going to be going away, so don't know for sure. And then, I don't know, worked with the hospital board again. I say again, because it's got to be the 10th time. I don't know, I give them all the information and nobody seems to retain it.
What are they asking for?
About the Wetmore area and providing service down there. I think every time they get a new board member, they start from scratch or something, and they seem to lose all the information we give them about the values and how many people it would serve and all that, because I've given it to at least 6 or 7 different people over there over the last 2 or 3 years, and here they are asking for it again, and nobody seems to have it, so, but, so apparently they're looking at that again. But, other than my usual stuff that we do, that's been it.
Any issues? You transitioned to a new computer system, or?
Yeah, we started in February, yep.
In February, any problems? Are they a good support?
They're very good support. We meet with them, they require us to meet with them weekly, which is good.
Yeah, that's fabulous.
Yeah, that's unheard of.
Yeah, no.
That's unheard of. We Zoom with them weekly, for 1 to 2 hours. They go over training, they brought people here to train us, but we go over any problems we're having, any questions we're having. And they said they'll do that for the first up to a year. And then after that, it's every 2 weeks and then once a month or whatever till you need it. But so they've been really good. One other thing that's been really good about them is the state legislature, in their infinite wisdom, decided to do a split assessment rate for the first time. Before, the assessment rate was the same for everyone. Now the assessment rate is different on residential properties for schools than it is everybody else. Basically, the state has no money, so they put a higher residential rate on the schools so that residential properties will pay more to the schools and the state will pay less, basically. So they did that, and it threw everybody into a panic because their computer systems can't do that. They're not sure how they're going to pre-program to do that, blah, blah, blah. As far as I know, I'm on the only computer system in the state that has that done. And it's because they're in Florida and Texas as well, and Florida has the same thing. So all they had to do was bring it over to Colorado, so we had it in March.
So we don't have a problem here in Custer?
Don't have a problem here, but I think most of the state
How many counties
does.
have that system of all? Is there
6.
6 only?
It's fairly new.
Wow.
It's new to Colorado. It's been in Florida, Texas. The guy that did it, the president of the company, he started a Colorado CAM is what we call it. It's computer assisted mass appraisal. That's what assessors use. He started one like 20 years ago in Colorado. It got bought out and he had a non-compete clause. Then when that was over, he started another one. That got bought out, had a non-compete. So now he moved to Florida, was doing it in Florida, and now he's back in Colorado because his non-compete clause is up, and he's really good. He knows what he's doing. Wow. And so there's only 6 counties, but there are about 15 more that want to go on. But that's another good thing. They've told them, we're only going to bring on about 5 counties a year, because if we get too big too fast, we can't provide the level of support that we want to provide. So they said, we've got our 6. We're not bringing on anybody else at least for a year or 2. So there's counties looking at it, but they're,
Adjustment.
yeah, it's been really good so far. Been real happy. Has it been perfect? No, but they've been, anytime I've had a problem, they fix it right away, which is really good.
So I got a question for actually John Mates. So is that line in separately than the CIC line? Is it, if we had an outage like we did back when somebody in Cripple Creek cut a line and the whole town went down. How did it affect him?
I can answer that, it affects me.
Yeah.
Because this is not, I'm not dialing into a server like you are with CIC.
Yeah.
It's a dedicated website in the cloud, but I still have to have internet access to dial
That's
into
my
it.
question to John, so, so we have the same issue of some of our stuff too, right?
Yes,
Same deal on the server, as opposed to a hard line through.
yeah.
So that brings up the one thing that
When the internet goes down, it shuts everything.
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, that's pretty much
You
everybody.
have no redundancy.
So that means we still, and people don't understand it, everybody says, let's just go to the cloud or to the webs, to the phones coming over Verizon or whatever. Not enough bandwidth to do municipal business or county business or a lot of business. And so our program is still viable, the broadband program that we have with the 2 towns and the county that brings it up from Walsenburg to Texas Creek and then from here down to Wetmore with a lot of fiber. The only thing that's happened right now is they made us reapply because we were already approved, we still are, but they're rebooking it and lining everybody back up. So we've been delayed another 3 months or 6 months, whatever it's gonna be. Something that we're gonna be talking with the 2 towns here as soon as we get more detail on the applications being done now, statewide. So that should help not knock out our systems in the future with cables going down on the tower that's set.
That would be
cell
nice.
phones.
And one advantage that I have now that we're on GSA, and it is cloud-based, is I can access it from anywhere in the world
Yeah.
so if it goes down in the county, but I have it at my house, I can take a laptop home, do it from my house, or if I'm at a conference or I'm at a class, I can access and do everything I need to do right there. Eventually, the problem is, we don't have cell signals in most of the county, but we could actually take like an iPad or a laptop out in the field, as we're measuring and doing it, we could enter everything right then.
Make a hotspot of your own.
Yeah, and just make it right then. We're not to that point yet, because we'd have to have iPads or laptops or something, and they have to connect through cellular. But, yeah, we could actually do everything in the field. If we go look at a house, we could put everything in right there.
So my
With this
question
system.
is, if we're all down up here, everything,
Yeah,
and Wetmore's up and running, you can go down there and do your normal business.
we could, yeah, with a laptop. Problem is, I don't have a laptop for everybody, but 1 or 2 of us could go down there and do it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, which has been a benefit to it too, because we actually did that. Town was down. Jennifer still had it at her house. She took the laptop home and did some stuff from her house. Because she said, we shut the courthouse down. She said, but I can still do a little bit of work. So she took it home and did some work, so, which was nice.
Anything for it?
No, thank you. You gotta be within 2% on your audit, don't you? Otherwise, the school doesn't get the backfill, or they threaten that, right? That's what-
Yeah, I don't know what you mean by 2%.
So your number's gotta be 2% within the state's audit numbers?
5%.
5%, okay.
They look at my values, and if they do whatever they do in the background, and they decide this should be the value, if I have to be between 95 and 105% of that value.
Okay.
So I had to be within 5% higher or low. So if they say the value should be 100,000, I have to be between 95 and 105.
Okay.
And then what happens is, if I fail the audit, then they charge us a pretty good amount of money. I don't remember, the last county that failed, I think they had to pay back to the state something like $250,000, $300,000. Something like that, yeah.
Is that a cumulative or is that a one-time? Okay, this is what the
Over
fine
the
is.
1
or is
year.
it-
It's a 1 year, but then you get audited again next year, and if you fail, it could be that again. Yeah, we get audited every year. Like I said, they audit our values, but they also audit the stuff that we do. And they send you guys a copy of the audit results. So I know it's kind of, if you're not sleeping well, you could read it, fall asleep. But if you get a chance, you should look at it. There's actually some pretty good information in there.
Anything for it? Hey, hold it, just a minute. Somebody had a question out here. Anything for JD? All right, anything you got for us that you need? Like, you happy with the rain not dripping on your head and?
At this point, yeah, it's not leaking. I don't know, it was leaking down by John's the last I knew, but not on mine, so, yeah, so.
Okay,
As long as it's not leaking on yours.
As long as it's not leaking on my head,
I don't care, right?
Yeah.
All right, thanks, JD.
Yep, thank
Thanks,
you.
JD.
JD, thank you, bud.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. That was-
Okay, Kelly.
that was good.
whole lot. I put all the fees that my office took in for the month of June. We're seeing a little jump in the motor vehicle fees. The new recording fees went into effect July 1st. That is really a big jump.
The $45 deal or what?
Mhm.
How's that take?
Not bad. People are a little surprised, but nobody's chewed us out there.
Yeah.
So, that's a good thing,
That's a good thing.
yes. Just finished my election plan for the November election. Was in a meeting yesterday and just wanted to bring to your guys' attention, the political fun stuff is amping up again. I'm sure you probably heard about the problem that Archuleta County had, with their Molotov cocktail thrown into their election room. One thing that they found out is that their insurance does not cover political violence. And that was considered political violence. And so some of the other small counties, especially the counties that have CTSI, checked into their policies and they don't cover political violence either. So it might be something that you want to check into.
Hear that,
Hopefully
Bob?
that's nothing that would ever happen here, but you never know.
Where'd they throw it? They threw it into what room?
Into one of her election rooms.
Really?
Yeah.
Bob?
About 3 weeks ago, they're still out of business.
That's in the basement of the old courthouse.
And are we covered or not?
What's that?
Are we covered?
I'll have to
CTS?
tell you, but if we have CTSI and the other counties have CTSI.
Then we don't.
Then we probably don't. I can go out and get quotes for a lighter to that, but I can certainly do that.
So is political violence, and forget the election, and what if they threw it at the courthouse? Is that covered? Or at the court,
Property
out the landfill?
Probably,
Probably just political violence in general, whether it's at the courthouse or anyplace else. If it's politically motivated as a political violence, regardless of location, it
Probably so.
probably is not covered. But I can look into that and get you a report.
Okay.
Right.
And then, one other thing that I just wanted to ask, and I'm not, I'm not trying to get Matt in trouble or anything, but where are you guys at with hiring him some help? Because the poor guy's running around like a chicken with his head cut off and can't get everything done.
okay, yeah, we're working on it. So,
We're all over it, but we are.
And
We gotta move some things around, and we gotta see how we hire on a couple other positions and then look for the money.
And if, I mean, just some communication to us would be good, like, hey, Matt can't get to your trash for a few days, can you empty your trash? Or just
Okay.
That's a good
keep us in the loop, so we know that
What
he
we
just
can do to lighten
didn't, he
the
just didn't forget us or whatever.
Okay.
That's a good point. Thanks for bringing it up. Anybody else have the same issue? Office-wise, that Kelly had? Anything that Matt needs to be aware of that he hadn't gotten to? Okay. Yeah, Vicki?
We still have water on one of our lights.
That's
in the
right.
entrance of our DHS, so there's water in our lights.
Inside which door?
Inside in our little lobby area.
In the lobby area?
Yeah.
You, there it is. Okay, good. Thanks, Kelly. Is that it? Good job. Oh, anything we can do else? You got enough? You're not running short on stuff, or good? There's nothing out of the ordinary customer-wise happening?
Our customers have done their normal summer double, but we're good.
That's it.
Makes our day go fast.
Yeah, keeps
Supplies
busy.
are okay.
Okay, thanks. All right. Other staff, veterans, how about you, Dominic?
Mr. Dominic, right there.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good to see you, thanks.
Who are you?
You don't have to hit everything, hit the
Oh, no,
highlights. And anything that they may be interested in, they're not aware of, or should be.
There's snacks in the back. There's donuts and stuff back there, and breakfast sliders, if you don't want anything. The
Did
big
you say that
things-
loud enough? Did you guys
I
hear
did.
that? There's snacks in the back.
Snacks in the back. Big things, was, I don't know everything, but the grant. So our VAG, my 30,000 I got last year was cut to 15. When they were reviewing in April and May, they were showing that I was at 47% and 53% execution of my grant, because I wasn't submitting reimbursements because of that whole capital improvement debacle. But I was reporting how much of my grant I was actually using, but I hadn't submitted the reimbursements. I was at 99% execution on that grant by the end of the year, but they cut my grant in half.
But the good news is.
But the good news is, VFW got awarded VTF and the Legion got awarded VTF, so between the three of us, we have $120,000, which is the most for any county in the state. Grant-wise. And obviously, we're all working together, so, you know, they wanna see that it's not the same offenders coming in and looking for assistance. I say offenders. If we start seeing trend, then we'll talk to those individuals.
People want just to live.
Right, it's like they won't treat it as a personal piggy bank. But if we start seeing those repeat offenders, then we'll talk to them about getting some financial counseling and cut them off. I cut 3-4 veterans off last year because they were shopping around and getting grant money from one entity and then another. But we're all talking, so we can put a kibosh on that. But like I said, we got 120,000 between the three of us. Because I've only got the 15, we're gonna execute mine quickly. I've already used $5 grand of it, and we're only third week of the month in the fiscal year for the state. So we're gonna deplete mine first and then move out to the Legion and VFW. So right now, everything's coming my way. 4th of July, I'm gonna talk about 4th of July just because it was a big deal. We did the community picnic, which was a free event. Nobody was being charged for anything. We had a whole lot of hot dogs. I'm sure everybody still got hot dogs.
Everybody in the county's full of hot dogs.
I'm not gonna lie. We were gonna have food trucks and all of the food vendors backed out the week before. So that hot dog truck was a blessing. When that second truck rolled over, I was on my knees.
People were praying hard.
Please be hot dog buns, but.
I hope the next one has prime rib.
But we had a really good turnout. The money that the Legion raised from the parade, the donations that we got out of the park, which again, it was a free thing, but people were donating. After, you know, paying for the band and whatever else, there was 1,070 that came our way, and that's going into our Widows and Widowers Fund. The 4-H, I'll be out there this Saturday, and they're gonna present us with a check for $1,000 from their bake sale that they did. Again, that's going into my Widows and Widowers Fund. I had a veteran that got service connected. He didn't know he could claim anything. His first check that he received from the VA, like his first monthly check, he came in and donated that. Well, that was $1,400. That's going into that pot. I had a widow that I helped out in Wetmore. She didn't know she was supposed to get that money back paid. She gave me $500 last week. That's going into that pot. And then Legion just told me this week they're gonna add another $400 into that pot. So I was sweating because I was down to $200 in that pot. And that money, I cannot use VAG, VTF money to help widows and widows.
It's only designated for that.
Yep, it's for veterans. So that's a big deal. I had a widow come in who has mobility issues last week, and she asked if there was any way to build a ramp for her for the 2 steps that she has, because she has problems getting in and out of her house. The week prior, the answer would have been no. But I was able to tell her yes, and we've already got an estimate for that. So we're taking care of that.
There's more to the story. We got 2 ramps.
Yeah, we have the ramps, the metal ramps, the aluminum ramps that we have 2. And we utilize those on a temporary basis. So if a veteran has a temporary need, like we have one right now where
in the hospital or something.
He's riddled with cancer and he can't get in and out of his house. So we gave them one of the ramps, and they were able to get another ramp. So they can, obviously it's gotta be at a certain grade per foot. So they were able to get a second ramp, so we were able to accommodate him, so he's using that one. And then another veteran down in Rosita that had hip surgery, so we were able to use the longer ramp because he's got a straight shot down. So we have 2 ramps that we use temporarily. And we can actually pay for somebody to install that using VTF and VAG because it's temporary, so it's not considered capital improvement. So we have somebody go out and pop those up when we need them and take them out when we need.
Build more temporary things if we want to.
Right. Yeah, if we were putting in a ramp and it was a permanent structure, then it's considered capital improvement, we can't use that grant money. So there's that. Separate note, I have a veteran who has a little bit of dementia going on. I said a little bit, a lot of dementia going on, but he left the top of his, I'm gonna give CF&E a plug here, but they left their top off and 2 pack rats got in there and died, and then a bunch of sort at the bottom in the cistern. And they were trying to clean it out and cleanse it, and I'm like, yeah, my wife would have moved out the house until I replaced it. So somebody was willing to install it, so I ran up to CF&E and see if we could get a 500-gallon cistern at cost. And they were like, nah, we're gonna go out there and take care of it for them. So they went up there yesterday, and I'll talk to them this afternoon, but they're gonna cover it all and take care of that veteran, so that was a big deal. So I just wanna give them a plug for stepping up and helping out.
That brings up a point for everybody. If somebody's volunteering to do something in your department, like at the airport, to help dig a trench, or with Vicky, coming in and sitting in and taking logs and stuff, whatever, be sure to give them a form that lets them donate that time, and we can get that, they can deduct on their taxes as well. And we need to log it for our records anyway. We have to have a record of in and out money, even the volunteer stuff.
Okay, I'll touch base with them this afternoon, so I'll talk to them about that. Yeah. Compensation wise, annually this year, from the beginning of the year to now, we're at $1.25 million in annual increase for this year. And that's 94 veterans that have gotten rating decisions back this year. Going back to the meeting where you pressed me for a number for how many veterans are coming from Fremont County and whatever else. So June, I actually tracked the numbers. So I tracked phone calls, walk-ins, and scheduled appointments. I did not track text messages because that would have been a whole full-time job on its own. And I was bang on. There's 40% coming out of Fremont County.
40% of your customers.
40% is Fremont County, 50% was Custer, and then the rest was all the other counties. So Clear Creek, Huerfano, Pueblo, Rio Grande, and Tel.
So they're on the borderline, it's easier to get to you is one reason. The other reason is because performance helps.
But yeah, Fremont County was the biggest one, 40%, and that I was guesstimate when he pressed me, but it was
yeah. You and I need to talk to Dwayne at some point, just inform him.
Right.
Dwayne's the commissioner down there.
Yeah. But as far as first-time claims, there's 111 first-time claims, and 80 of them have been service-connected. Okay. So 72% there.
Anything else for us to help you with?
No, Courtney was moved full-time today, so that was a massive help. Yesterday she was all smiles because I went on the tracker to log the claims that I got for the week, and I saw that she had more claims in this week than I did for all of 5 minutes because I updated mine now. I surpassed her, but yeah, she was all smiles. The race is on. And I was like, how do you have more claims than me than this week? She goes, I know, I saw that. I said, well, not anymore because I just added 3 more. So no, she's doing great, and she's taking on some claims and looking at more comprehensive stuff as well. Okay. So she's happy in the position. She's loving what she's doing. So.
Anybody out there have a question for him on anything else to help? Anybody know of a veteran out there? There's something else for you to think about. There are people that don't have contact, either reading the newspaper or anything else. If you find one, help them, let him know.
Yeah, I tell veterans every day, you don't know what you don't know. So if you don't come in my office and I can't educate you, then you're sitting at home and you have no idea. In September, I had 3 Vietnam veterans that walked in looking for grant assistance for firewood and propane, and not a single person, 4 previous VSOs here, nobody talked to them about claims. And 2 of them are 80% now, and the other one's at 90%. And this is compensation benefits they could have been receiving this entire time.
That's like $1,500 a month more money, or more.
Well, 90%'s $2,400 a month tax free. 80%'s, well, if they're married, $2,200 a month, and again, it's all tax free. But these are folks that would come in asking for help with a $600 propane bill or $500 for firewood, when they could have been receiving more of that.
Okay.
There's no CBA 26 this month because you already signed it, because we submitted our semi-annual stipend.
Yeah, got it.
That's it.
We're good. Thank you.
Very good.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks a bunch.
Thank you.
Okay, human resources, Robert. And this is your opportunity, because he services you all, so if you got a question for him, be sure, don't be shy.
So at the request, you have on my report a list of the staffing levels at the different departments. Currently at 76, give or take, because that goes up and down, sometimes on a daily basis. So I'll read through those if there's any questions on that. Current recruitings, planning and zoning director, we have 3, and I think we actually have 4 applications that we could easily start setting up interviews.
So the request, it was advertised
Oh, yes.
over the 2 weeks or whatever it was,
It's-
all the media
yeah.
that we
It's
asked.
local and national and
Government.
it's, oh yeah, anybody that's in that field is on their, websites that for those specific positions. We have child support specialist with some interviews set up tomorrow for Vicky, so that would be her last position that she's needing to fill, so then she would be taken care of, so we got those set up to take, and then equipment operator, 2 applications in, those will be forwarded to Vince for setting up interviews for him. So those should be.
Has he gotten those yet?
Yeah, he has them. I don't know, I don't think they've set up the interviews, but he does.
How long has
have
that been advertised?
Probably a month.
Really?
Mhm.
So
So one gentleman,
how many are you down, Vince?
Just one.
Yeah, one.
I gotta hire a mechanic, another mechanic.
That's what this one's for?
No,
Okay, so you got one, is it a half-time for the mechanic?
it's gonna pay you full time.
I'll forward you the equipment request form.
Okay,
Okay, so, as far as positions that goes, we just hired, I talked about it, our part-time VSO went full-time, so that has already started. So that's good. Update on a couple of things that have been in process, the UPS, useful public service, mentioned where she is retiring. Spoke with community corrections contractor intervention. I had a phone call with them, with Commissioner Volosan, and they are willing and able to take over that service from the county. There will be no expense to the county for them to do that. I have to write up an MOU. They have been in contact with Christina, and so they've already started that process. We will be able to drop Christina as a part-time employee, so we'll save that expense, as well as the insurance that the county takes on. It's a insurance to cover those defendants who are out working if they were to be injured or some kind of a supplemental insurance. That'll go away, so we'll end up being able to save on that money as well.
so everybody knows useful public service is where we got inmates to cut the grass back when we had a jail up there. And we still are required to have that, and that position was funded at about 9,000 and plus the insurance, which had
Right.
jacked it up. So this means we got a 10,000 roughly increase to the budget that we can
Right.
go and apply for other things now.
Correct.
Starting, Christina's retiring. Is that
Right,
Yeah.
her last day working for us will be the end of July. Intervention is aware of that, and they're working on being able to take over from that for now. She's got 16 clients that she's currently working with. And they've been talking back and forth about transitioning all those folks over. And then the communication process between the courts and what Christine used to be doing, so that'll be now communication go to intervention. So all of that will go over, all the fees will be paid directly to the intervention, so that won't be going to Virginia anymore, so that'll all be a real good thing.
That was $80 and total about $2,000 a year.
$2,000 a year is what we brought in, but we spent more than that in county expenses to support the program. We have 5 places locally that take UPS workers, so they will continue to be serviced or offered through intervention.
Okay, then that company. So that means we'll have to have a meeting. It's gonna be on which agenda?
Probably the end of the month,
Yeah,
the
so,
30th.
That'd be just for the MOU.
yeah, I mean, I'm writing the
Yeah,
MOU now and it'll all be ready to go.
And then transfer the dollars.
Yep, they'll all go over there.
Okay, anything else?
Yes, I mentioned before, working on a contract for Seifert Enterprises, Seifert. I'll have that ready for you for the next meeting so that Road and Bridge can have access to their pits to get the aggregate, so that's in process, so that'll be done. And then I am anticipating getting a quotes for workers' compensation insurance to change that over, hopefully this week, if not by next. So that will be coming to you after I have some time to work through it, so that's in process.
Good.
Just for employees' sake, if or when we change workers' comp, the claims, any open claims that we have will continue with CTSI. So they will, that's just part of how it works.
Go away.
Okay, so for you, that last statement, you probably all don't understand all of it, but the bottom line is we're looking at ways to save money, and we've always been insured for workman's comp through CTSI. There's benefits that come with that they provide other services to the county for not free, but they go along with the benefit of having that workman's comp. So we're bouncing that against companies that do other workman's comp and what those costs are, as well as what the difference would be with benefits that would not be brought across. So something that'll affect you maybe.
It's a good savings for the county.
Anyway, so now's your opportunity. If you've got an issue with onboarding and outboarding, a question for Bob that can help you with, anybody out have an issue that we want to discuss with him? Want to bring up something that you thought of that might help him do a better job at doing something?
Just wondering if you have explored that volunteer coverage for workers' comp? Was that in your formula of?
Well, for volunteers, there is the policy that I talked about dropping is a volunteer coverage. Your volunteers that you have, there is coverage already that exists, but they are not covered under workers' compensation. And that's so, but as far as accidents and stuff, the county already has that.
The medical part, yeah.
Okay.
And that's not workers' comp, that's under property and casualty or liability, is the coverage you're talking about, but not workers' comp. Workers' comp does not cover volunteers. And CTSI doesn't cover it, and.
Why you have the forms to fill out.
Right, so any coverage for volunteers is covered under the liability insurance, but not workers' comp, right? Because they're not employees. There's one in the back.
Okay, Jim, before you ask the question, I'll recognize you. You weren't here when I pointed out, this is a staff meeting of the county doing business, and it's an opportunity for the public to see and ask questions of the department heads or the elected officials that you wouldn't get to do in working with them normally if you came in for the clerk to sign something. So if you got something to ask there, Jim.
What I was gonna say is I give you a lot of kudos for representing the taxpayer and doing a good job.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your extra effort and making things go in the right direction.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So I would add on the custodian, The position, posting of the custodian position will be done this week, because that's something we've talked about, and I've had a discussion with Lucas and Matt, so that's ready to go. And then, political violence writer, that's easy to do. That's something that, it actually falls into a project I'm already working on, is building a database or structure for the board of what coverages the county has through CTSI. Most of it's gonna be on the property and liability and casualty, because there's different pieces of it, so that there's an understanding and we have an access to all the different pieces, the cyber liability and all that other stuff. So that's a project in process, which will, this falls into.
Okay. Clyde?
We have a lot of volunteers at the airport, and if one of those volunteers is injured, is the medical bills covered?
Through the, not through workers' comp, but on the volunteer, additional coverage through CTSI that is available. I have to look to see if the airport has, they don't, that policy doesn't take by position, it's just by the number of people they're covering. So I would look at to see if that, just send me a number of how many people you have. That way I can check the number of coverages that we've submitted for that.
It can vary, Clyde, because somebody doesn't, you don't know, that number will fluctuate. If you had 10 one month, you might have 20 the next, on the project.
So
Keep them up to date.
Yeah, because, you know, if you have 10 and the sheriff's office has 5 and whoever has 6, then add those numbers together, and then we pay by so much dollars per person that we're covering.
And they're officially recognized as a county employee, but not an employee that would be eligible for benefits, because they're not hired.
They're not being paid. Okay.
Anybody else? Okay, thanks. Good job. Vernon. Hey, Vernon.
Good morning.
Good to see you.
Sir?
Morning, sir.
Thank you.
Good morning. Welcome to you.
You tag teaming?
What's that?
GIS, IT, GS?
No, I'm just doing.
You're just doing finance, right?
Yep.
Okay, you want to make it follow on, so go ahead. I'm glad you're finance.
Right. Well, I mean, I'm still wearing both hats, just not at the moment.
Okay.
So I'll be really brief. The audit is in progress. A lot of my time the last little while has been taken up working on the request for proposals, the RFPs we have for contract IT services, and the VoIP phone system conversion that we're working on. They are, I think we're up to 12 applicants for the VoIP phone and 4 or 5 for the IT contract services. Completed projects, we had our finance department meeting that was very well attended. Gave everybody some homework for creating the department overviews and function reports, core functions, and that's been well received. We've been getting some of those back, and very excited about how that's coming together. I'm going to be doing the same thing for elected officials here soon. As I said, the audit is in progress. The accountants came out and visited in May and June cycle. I've met with the auditors several times, and I have also moved into my new office. So that is my report.
Do you like the new office?
I love my new office.
You got a window.
Well, I've got a window, and I put up a bunch of soundproofing. It's it's a good atmosphere.
And everybody here is aware of where you live now, I bet.
I'm in the admin building, so, yeah.
Didn't know that till yesterday when people came up looking for you and We sent them back there, and they're like, there's nobody back there.
Sorry.
I think John was like, yeah, he's not there.
That's okay, they didn't know I was even in the back.
Yeah,
They didn't know he was there,
They
he was
didn't know I
there.
was in the back room until I came out about noon. So,
But we all went, I guess we gotta quit sending people back there, 'cause
yeah.
That's good to know. And, by the way, that brings up a point. We're always looking for doing things better, so stay tuned, you know, we're always playing musicals, chairs, so. And make it best for everybody, so, stay tuned.
That's not ominous at all.
No, it's just a fact of life.
Yeah.
So we did file the extension for the audit.
Oh, good.
Got that paperwork sent.
Oh, yeah,
to
that
the
happened
state
yesterday. after
And
I
that's
checked this
good
out.
through the end of September, is
Yeah.
that right?
To the end of September.
Do we know when the, I guess, not the official audit, but the first copy, I guess? I need financial numbers for the state.
No, we don't have any, we don't have that information yet. They're working on it.
Is there a deadline on that? Right.
Not really. Typically it's October. I need to get that letter to the state, so.
We should have the
It'll be done by then?
final before the end of September.
And then the contract payment, any,
That has not come out yet,
okay,
but I'll go back and we'll clear on the next pay cycle.
okay. Will that come to me, or are you just gonna send that to the bank, or how do you wanna do that?
I'll probably, it's $100,000, I'll probably walk it,
$138.
yeah. I'll probably walk it down to the bank.
Okay. No problem.
Yeah.
Just let me know.
Okay. Good.
I'm good.
Anybody have a question for finance? Taxes are gonna be different, I think maybe this time we can,
I did a little research on the, I mentioned it earlier, the taxes on, no tax on tips, overtime, and social security. I've only found one good document that, so far, that has explained that. And what it does is we're gonna start the way it is right now unless they change it. But right now, they're looking at, everything is normal, your overtime and your tips, if you're in a position of tips. Social Security. Social Security is gonna be taken out like normal until they actually implement it. It's been retroactive back to January of this year.
this tax year, all these, the bill that they passed is effective, and so they're making it effective for the whole tax year, so that
Right.
causes a problem for Vernon, because he's gotta figure out how to
So,
take it out and reimburse it.
so what I'm gonna try to do is put together for the community also is that, in our world, we're gonna be going back and finding out how much overtime was paid and how much, because right now we just do a paycheck that pays for everything. We need to find out how much tax was taxed on overtime hours, and that's gonna be deducted at the end of the year at tax time on your tax form. And that's also gonna be for tips for everybody in the tip world and overtime for us here at the county.
As well as the social security.
The social security part of it is going to be, at one time, they're gonna say, okay, we're gonna keep continuing taking out social security, but it's gonna be a reimbursement at the end of the year. And that's what I've gotten so far. So if anybody is currently drawing social security, not being deducted to pay into social security, is the way I read that, and I need clarification on that. So I believe social security is gonna run along with the deductions just as they are. It's just that if you're currently drawing social security and an employee of the county or anybody out there, then that will be refundable. And from January until they start not taxing those people that are drawing social security. So, but the social security actually being drawn out monthly like it normally is will continue. And it's good till December of '28. It's a temporary thing unless they make it permanent. And then they're gonna come out with guidelines. There's probably gonna be like a additional piece of paper saying this is how much your overtime pay was, and here's how much taxes that you paid on that, income tax, and you can get that back. It's all still kind of cloudy. I'll have an update as soon as I get more information. It's kind of how, the way I understand it working, so. The only thing that we would need to do is go back from January, and figure out how much overtime per person was paid and how much tax would have been assessed to that for filing at the end of the year.
Anything to add to that?
So, the situation with the federal government is pretty fluid at this point. They haven't provided any guidance on how it's going to happen. I've started putting together a work paper and an information sheet so that we're going to send out to all the employees. There aren't a lot of people that the overtime will affect, but it will affect
Be a
some.
few, yeah.
So I've got that composed, and as we get more information, I'll be sending it out probably in the next week or two.
Right, and we had a meeting yesterday, just kind of get an update of where we're at, for we won't have to do it in December, and everybody comes in and says, I need to know how much tax I paid on my overtime. We'll have it under control, so thank you for doing that.
Yeah, at present, it's going to be a reimbursable. It's not going to be untaxed in paychecks.
Correct.
Unless we get different guidance from the federal government, and then we're going to have to
They
do
gotta
some
phase it in
interesting
somehow.
calculations, yeah.
Right.
So,
If you have an employee that's not gonna change anything, it's gonna change how you report it at the end of the year. And again, it's temporary till 28, so it'll be December 28, and going to the 29, it's tax pay. It'll probably be changed to a permanent, or they're gonna do away with it or modify it. Clear as mud.
Okay. Questions? Jim?
It's more of a comment. Remember, this is not no tax on tips and no tax on overtime. It's a tax deduction which has a cap on it, and the cap is fairly low, so really it's a smoke screen.
Right.
well, if someone reached the cap on no tax on overtime, in this county, we would be having a serious discussion about management.
Yeah. I was gonna say, why do you even worry about overtime?
But information yet to come, so we'll put it out as soon as we get some other information.
Okay, thanks.
So we're talking Redlands because our contract went out the end of June, so we'll be renegotiating that, and that'll maybe be on the July 30th agenda to renegotiate that and to renew that contract.
So she's still auditing before we get into the audit, so we're auditing the audit.
Yeah, so she's continuing
Keeping us honest.
to work with us and help us, but we do need to renew that contract because we're out of contract terms now. We're just doing the monthly fee, but
Is it gonna change?
it probably is gonna change. It's probably, she has done well beyond the scope of the original contract, so. And it's worth Virginia's, I believe, don't want to put words in her mouth, but is very much behind bringing her back in. And I'd like to see us do an 18 months so we get through the end of next year, but we need to look at that and see where we're at, so.
Okay.
But I want to get this done before we go into the next budget season, so.
That'd be great.
Thanks, Brendan.
Thank you, sir. You gentlemen?
Okay, thanks. Gentlemen. I think it's a good idea. Break time, let's take 5.
That's a good one. 10:40.
Back online, we're live, we got everybody, who's online now, Kate?
7.
So
Deb
7,
Adams, Guest, Lauren, Neeson, Rhonda Post, Rob Klein,
okay,
Sherry Tovery, and PSO2.
okay, good. Okay, we're back in business, and it is, what time we got?
We are at 10:38.
10:38?
35.
And moving on, we'll be done here within the hour, I expect. Up next, road, no,
IT.
IT, I'm sorry, I'm looking past my check.
He's
IT,
already-
there he
he
is.
already has it.
Hey, John.
He's already arrived. Thanks, John.
And Vernon said he's part-time, gonna need his part-time help.
Vernon?
No, I'm teasing him.
Oh, I need Vernon full-time.
All right, explain to everybody what you're doing and why it's new and where you're headed.
Well, started off just as Vernon's assistant IT, took over for IT, then it was all mapping for the county. Moved into a new office, and then let's see, I was able to get Road and Bridge new computer set up. We're looking at VoIP and IT contract services, looking at landfill and Wetmore Road and Bridge for Starlink. We ordered Starlink for Road and Bridge down in Wetmore. Their internet has been down for quite some time now. DSL is no longer going to be a thing that is offered. From what I understand, the manufacturers of the components for DSL lines are no longer making them worldwide. So what is available on the market is...
How's that affect us?
We have in the county a lot of DSL lines for the county, and then individuals that are using DSL. So what that's going to do going forward is going to be interesting to see what happens. But we're trying to, as a county, look at where we have all of that infrastructure that's running on DSL and try and, before it fails, implement something new instead and be proactive instead of reactive.
You mentioned the landline phone issue. Did you get the RFP?
The RFP for
the VoIP?
We've been working on that. Like Vernon said, I think we're up to 10 or 12 different people that have put in for that. We've had a couple of meetings. Yesterday had a group come in for the VoIP, and then had a meeting yesterday for the contract IT services. That's been busy, and then we've had different comments from different vendors trying to address individual concerns there. I also was able to reorganize the elections room. They had power strip that fed power strip that fed power strip that fed power strip, and was able to reorganize and get that where it wasn't so much of a mess. We had time clock plus went down, which resolved itself. We got a new elections camera down in Wetmore that has live feed that I'm going to try and use as a model for a lot of other departments. Just with that one camera down there, I can see it 24 hours a day. I can hear voice off of it. I got an alert one evening, and there was some gentlemen drinking some beer, and I was able to just speak to them and tell them, just so you know, you're on camera. They packed up what they were doing and they left right away. So hopefully we can get something similar. I'm looking at cameras for the airport, same kind of a system, out at the landfill, Road and Bridge, several places that we've got no security at all. I just got done putting the wiring and cabling at the fairgrounds. The cameras should be in today. Hopefully we can get those in.
Anything impact the courtroom itself?
Well,
they do their thing with it.
Cameras at the courthouse is a different issue. They've been going up and down. The courthouse in of itself, the infrastructure there, I've had several failing components that I've been able to remove and simplify. The camera system itself, in looking into it, I found a Miller I quite literally found a bug in the system and was able to remove that, and so far it seems to have helped there. So
let's see, several new computers. We had some computers that have been failing. I've replaced a couple of hard drives, updated some computers, reinstalled Windows, helped DHS with a new employee. We had an internet outage on 6/19 for the courthouse and the sheriff's office. I think we're up to 7 fiber line outages so far this year, let alone other individual departments. So redundancy on the fiber line for the entire county I know there's something that needs addressed.
Are all our county computers Dell?
Not all of them, but a good number of them. And certain Dell models seem to be more prone to failure than others. And other ones have other issues with them. For instance, your model seems to overheat. The model that Caitlin has is more prone to the screen and the graphics just wanting to cut out. So, yeah. So,
any issues with you all out there, computer-wise, that you hadn't talked to them about, or something they asked about? Oh, you guys happy? Enough for now?
as far as mapping goes, I met with Fremont County and was able to from them get from all of their data from their 911 system. Our system does not talk to their system. So we have the assessor's maps, the 911 maps, working on getting them to where they all talk with each other. And then we have some fire maps that we're needing, that until we get all of the system talking, anything that I do will just be basically taking a crayon and scribbling on paper. It really won't be creating a map. It'll just be creating a picture that really isn't what we need. So there is a disconnect right now from the assessor's office to Q Public and it getting updated that I'm working with JD and getting fixed.
If I could jump in there. Yeah, I know all about it, obviously. Where's that at? I mean, has Q Public figured out anything, or?
Not that I'm aware of. I've been really busy with the fair so far this week.
Sure.
I haven't even had a chance to look at the properties that we're monitoring.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a discussion about the information I got from Fremont County and how we go forward updating the assessor's information and making sure that that updates the 911 system. And it's probably going to be moving the assessor's data, part of that database and part of that other database, and trying to figure out how they merge and which portions. And so in the future, very soon, we're gonna have that conversation.
Obviously, you have to meet with the Fremont County guy too, and that's what we need to do, but I just wondered if, because for too long, we've been running two separate systems and it's not working.
Yes, sir.
We need to-
So
yeah.
sometime early next week would be probably
Okay, yeah,
beneficial.
well, just, if you need something, just let me know.
Yes, sir. So, any other questions?
On IT?
IT or GIS?
So how are the fire mitigation, reports coming?
I went out and did a field visit at the pond. Again, some of that information and the datum that it needs to be presented in is not where we're at as a county. We've taken into account so far nothing vertically. The way we're currently mapping, it does not meet their standard. And so I need to get where we're at and Fremont County can put together before I can even really address more of that issue.
Okay, that first one's critical because there's two others following it. They're waiting for this as the format and process to get that report written. One's down in Wetmore and another one's up this area.
Understand. I know Robin has some needs. There's some things that I definitely need time to sit down and get that resolved, and it's not gonna be just a me issue. There's some questions I've got for other entities that how do we want to go about resolving these issues.
Okay. Anybody got any questions for him? That sounds like he's doing a pretty good job.
Busy.
I'll take that as
Definitely busy.
a plus there.
And I've had really good, working relationship with Matt. I know he's been really busy, been trying to be there for him and vice versa, getting different components moved around from one
Yeah, it takes two
department
to
to
make
the
that
other.
happen,
Yeah,
for sure.
so, we've been trying to tag team some stuff, and also then, full-time Vernon on my squad 100%. So,
No other questions? All right, let's move out.
Thanks, John.
sir. Thank you.
Thanks, John. Okay, yeah, you got Vicky. You're up.
Miss Vicky,
Good morning.
how you doing?
Almost afternoon.
Yeah. You can keep it that way.
Had a late one.
So I provided our numbers, for the month of June. Our total issuance to, anyone on programs, for the electronics benefit, cards, the total was $151,157. Notable items on that number, because we did increase, anyone who was receiving LEAP, in the prior year, received an additional $210 from the state. And then an additional, for old age pension, those, clients that are on old age pension received, an additional $439 supplemental payment, as well. So that's additional monies for, folks in our county, their own services. I have noticed, that we have gotten busier, with applications, child welfare, APS calls, that sort of thing, so we have gotten busier. Child welfare intake referrals, so the total referrals that we received just in the month of June, so that's calls that came in, were 6. 4 of those we screened in. And so far, our total ongoing cases, are 3. APS, we had 2 calls that came in. We did not screen any of those 2 cases in. Total ongoing cases, currently for the month of June, we have 3. Child support services, I did not get a caseload count, so I could not, and I think it's about 72, 74 cases. Our monthly collections, were a little low in June. We only collected $5,622.92 for the custodial parties. Our year-to-date collections for child support services was $116,598.95.
So is there an issue getting them? How do you get them?
Different reasons. So, I mean, the payments would come in through income assignments, that sort of thing. So I'm not sure. I can't, there's no report that'll tell me why. Those collections were lower.
Electronic system problem of ours.
No. And it could be somebody quit their job, or they just didn't make the payments to the family support registry. Or they could have moved and we've got payments on hold and we're trying to find the custodial party to ensure that those payments get to them. I did add on the report as requested, last meeting, our eligibility cases that we processed, so new applications. We did 20 new applications in the month of June. And you wanted percentages of approvals and denials. So out of those, 14 were approved. 1 case was transferred to another county because they didn't reside in Custer County. And 3 are still in progress, because we have timelines of about 45 days to process those applications. So we might be waiting on additional information from somebody who applied. So out of all of those, 14 were approved, 2 were denied, so we're at a 87.5% approval rate on new applications. Redeterminations, we had to do 54 redeterminations, 5 were in progress still. We approved 30 of those, 19 were denied, so we were at 61.20% denial on redeterminations. So they're already on services and they have to redetermine after a year. Those denial reasons could be anything from they just didn't turn in their redetermination, or they did not turn in additional information that was required for the program.
Qualified. Yeah.
Correct, to keep them qualified. Or, you know, maybe they moved, or, you know, we don't know all of the reasons, or they're over income for
Yeah.
those programs. Just a couple other things that I just wanted to real quick go over is, I had requested in, I believe it was May, from the state, an additional funding for our TANF program. I requested a little over $107,000 for that program, and that helps people get in, that are on TANF, get employment. It's a very long program. It's kind of hard to discuss kind of like the dynamics of it. But I did get approved for that additional $107,000. I think it's $107,846 for that program. That program is all 100%, and we will spend that money on anyone who wants to be involved in that program who's on TANF. We do have the food commodities next Wednesday, so anyone who's needing additional food, we will have that next Wednesday at 9 a.m. I've been tracking the big beautiful bill changes. I've been attending meetings with the state regarding food assistance, medical assistance, CSBG funding, I mean, anything in the beautiful bill, so I've been attending all those meetings. The state keeps us informed on things, but there's rules and regs that need to be changed, trainings, and updates in our systems for any changes that are going to occur. Problematics that I see, of course, anyone on those programs getting removed from those programs because they don't meet the requirements. And I also do see additional workload for staff on cases because of the big beautiful bill changes coming. A lot of the dates that they're giving us is not until October of 2027, so it's going to be a long year of, you know, meetings and trainings and getting word out there to the public. We haven't had a whole lot of questions, and I don't have a whole lot of answers, unfortunately, on what that actually is going to look like for our caseloads. I know it's going to affect a lot of people, that big beautiful bill, so it's unfortunate, the effects. So we will do what we can. So we get allocations from the state. We don't how do I say this, you know, we don't ask for the money, we just get the money from the state. They tell us what our portion is for our county. Like with food assistance, we don't get allocated money, it's the approval rate on those cases, so they just have to meet certain criteria for all of our programs. So we, as a DHS office in Custer County, don't have control over that for our population that live here. We can just do what we can and support our community. Yeah. But I am seeing an uptick in applications, and that's why I'm now tracking all of those applications and redeterminations, just to see where we're at and, you know, kind of see what year over year what's happening in our community, so, and what needs we might need.
And how many people it will affect.
Correct.
Okay, don't know yet.
But I'll keep you guys all updated as I find out anything and that sort of thing, but.
So you have a leak on your light still?
Yes. So every time it rains, it just fills, yeah.
It does.
It does.
Still legal.
Any thing to bring up? Questions, anybody?
You may not know the answer to this. I heard they were discussing the governor calling a special legislative session to deal with the fallout from the one big beautiful bill. Have you heard any update on that? Because I know a lot of it had to do with Medicaid and SNAP and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I have not had a chance to. I've been.
I cringe every time, well, the last two special sessions killed my office. So I cringe every time they do that, but yeah.
Stacy.
I was on a call just at the beginning of this meeting to hear that point, JD, and they said right now they are not doing one, but that could change.
Yeah, it could change, but thank you for that.
Thanks, Stacy. Okay, thanks a bunch.
No.
Good deal. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very Okay, next up, road and bridge.
Big bridge. Mr. Vince.
Road and chip.
Chip and seal.
Spelled with a C.
Thanks. Okay, you guys sit down. Here's the bill for the chip and seal.
Thanks.
And they wanna know why we don't asphalt.
Okay, give us the highlights here.
Okay, just for the chip oil alone was $95,496.98. That was for 5.24 miles.
At Road 319.
328, that's on County Road 328, Rosita. That's where I started, was Tannenbaum Terrace to County
Oh, I
Road
see,
9.
yeah.
The rock alone, 3/4 inch chip rock, we used 367 tons, 0.47 at $16.50 a ton, that was $6,063.25. Equipment hours, $42,496.98. Total cost to do that road was $144,057.21.
For 5 miles.
5
A
miles.
little over 5.
Yeah, that's good.
And I broke it down, so the chip oil per mile was $18,224.61 per mile for the oil. For the rock was $1,157.10 a mile for the rock, and I used 270 loads of 3/4 inch chip rock. Dump truck loads at 12.61 tons per truck, dump truck.
And when you say mile, you mean both lanes,
Yes,
24 feet wide,
yes.
basically. Okay.
So the total for that 1 mile is 18,000, that's all of it?
That's
including the chip?
that's the oil per mile, that's what
the
it
oil,
costs.
and we add to that the 11 or $1,000 worth of, well, per mile chip seal, $1,000. So that's like, what per foot would that be? $50 a foot, something like that? I mean,
Or more,
maybe a little more.
Last year only cost 64,000 to do 4 miles, and this year it's up, the oil's really killing us.
Yeah. Okay. The rock, the 3/4 rock, how soon are you gonna be out at your pit and need ciphers?
I still have rock left to do some more up here, chip sealing, I still got some left, so. I spent 22,000 at Ed Lyons Pit for rock, so I still got a little bit of stockpile. I think I can do another 3 miles of road for chip this year. But the problem with that is we had the rollers built for our chipper come from Texas. Guess what? They built the wrong size. So we spent $5,500 for the wrong rollers.
And we're gonna get that back, you think?
We don't know. We took the rollers to another company in Colorado Springs yesterday. We'll see if we can get them back. We're gonna try to shoot for August 11th to finish chip sealing, but it might not happen.
Where would that be?
Macy or Schofield.
Yeah, finish them up. What about the town?
The town of Silver Cliff is done. The road and bridge made approximately $13,000 in labor. I sent them a bill.
Good. All right.
And then we're gonna be on Schofield next week asphalting, so everybody on Schofield kind of stay off of it for us, please.
I don't think they'll obey your sign though, because it was up too long. Your sign doesn't mean anything to them now. No, that'd be great if you can. I'd finish that before winter. Okay, any questions for Vince?
I got one, we're gonna replace cattle guard on 271, what number on 71?
Which cattle guard?
Yeah.
Number 3
Number 3,
and 4.
yeah, they get pounded terribly, those two especially.
Anything affecting the courthouse parking lot? You got it all? Any issues left?
Courthouse, yeah, it needs to be chip sealed or paved.
It'd be nice if you could chip seal that.
Wow.
But
Yeah, takes build up.
that keeps the mud out of there.
Yeah, it has to be re-topped and graded and then chip sealed and
Rolled. But think
it's
about
a
it.
process.
Anything else from anybody? Move on.
Good.
And you can go, you said you had to leave. Oh, you got
he's got,
I didn't see it. Oh, I didn't see your hand.
One naive question, what's the difference in price between asphalt and chip seal?
Asphalt is anywhere from $80 to $95 a ton, and it's a lot cheaper to chip.
Well, so you just did per miles, and it was still an ungodly amount to
Yes,
make
it's
roads.
not cheap.
So asphalt is twice as much? Three
Yes.
times as much?
Yes.
Bigger issue with
at least.
asphalt is that when you get a hole, you know, it takes it more to keep it up and then it breaks it apart. It's easier to repair the chip seal and roll it, so you save a little bit.
Curious.
Yeah, because you take like for the state, usually they'll put new asphalt down, and then maybe within a year, they'll go and chip seal it, that seals that up. That's what we're doing right now in the county. And Scott, is we'll go in and blade patch our roads, like Rosita, we blade patched it last year with asphalt. So instead of losing all that asphalt, we went in and chip sealed it, sealed all the cracks, so it's sealed up so it'll last longer.
Keeps the shoulders from
Keeps the
falling
shoulders
apart.
apart.
Then concrete is, don't even talk about.
Yeah, don't talk about
oh,
concrete.
yeah.
That's a good base, but,
Well, I forgot to mention the drill rig's supposed to be, I don't know if it's down there yet. I had to leave to drill the 4 holes around the pump system either today or
yeah, I was
tomorrow.
gonna ask you about that.
Or, yeah.
So I don't know if they're down
Are
there.
they taking us serious? Why are they dragging their feet on it?
I don't know.
He's talking about the pump that was leaking around the pumps down there, and it could have gotten into the groundwater, but we don't believe it did.
But we have been able to get the forms done and everything so they can actually pour.
The forms are up. We're going, according to Seneca, the company that did the fuel system, we're gonna pour the pad tomorrow, or the company's gonna pour the pad tomorrow. So.
So we're still doing progress on it, even though we're kind of at a standstill with the core drills. Yep.
All right, thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Vince.
And you gotta get out, so
Yep.
go.
Yeah, he's got.
Okay, Elena, thanks.
A little calmer today.
Hello, Elena.
Don't say anything.
Planning and zoning.
Yes.
Well, we were super busy in June. I did 19 septic inspections in June, and we're on track to probably do more than that in July. I had 15 special conferences. We also dealt with Golden Arrow subdivision. We had to have the sheriff's department come out with us with that issue. That's a ongoing thing out there that we're trying to get everybody into compliance. And definitely utilizing the sheriff's office again, next time we have to go out. We were able to close 2 compliance issues with the attorney. People came in and did what they needed to do, installed septic systems, so we were able to close that out with the attorney and not have to go to court. And we are continuing to work on our outs regulation, our on-site wastewater treatment regulation, and get that updated. We are about to go live with our dwelling permit with geo permits. We meet with them bi-weekly to go over permitting and getting everything online. Our scanners are continuing to work. We've gotten, I think, 5 filing cabinets scanned already, and we have 8 to go. And next up is going to be all of our variances. They're going to be put online for the community to just fill out their applications online. And as far as compliance issues, I'll be going to San Isabel on Thursday and dealing with a few compliance issues down there that have come up. That's better for me to go visually see what's going on than just going back and forth through emails.
No.
Do you have any other question?
So the Golden Arrow, you mentioned that they had a puppy farm out there that they weren't taking care of their animals was one issue. Only one. There was what, 3 other issues?
Yeah, we had some squatters out there. One was squatting on our Custer County lot, and then they decided to move, but moved to another lot out there. So they are going to be moving. I gave them 30 days to get out of there because they were subletting from another individual out there. But I gave them 30 days to find another place to live, and made it very clear with the sheriff's department there that they were not to just move to another vacant lot in Golden Arrow. They were actually supposed to be
Process
moving.
you used was really great, and handled it very well, and they listened. What that was, and there's several others, so you know it, and you may hear about it from other people, and keep your eyes out. That was set up when they first started zoning in 1976.
No, 66 is when it actually got plotted, correct?
No, it was
No.
in the early 70s.
It was the early 70s, and it was when Ben Kettle was in charge of the zoning at the time. But they set it up as a good idea with lots that were only 50 feet wide and 100 feet long, just to put an RV on. So it was gonna be an RV park with a office that would let them come and go for vacations, coming up here to do whatever. But in the process, people started buying them, and then they started turning them into, I don't know why they'd want to live there, but they made it, they'd have to buy 2 or 3 in order to get even a septic system or a tank or a well. So that's caused a lot of problems, and there's those lots, there are little lots like that all over this valley, and in the old days, they had small ones. So it's hard to get everybody to conform, but I think you've got a good process set up to line it up and handle it, and it's coming together.
Thank you.
And good response by the sheriff.
Yeah, and the sheriff's department really did help. Yeah. Okay, and Dan too, for, of course, we gave him the legal stuff on it, so you haven't had any problems there either.
No, everything's going out smooth.
Okay. Anything your office wise, we got
Nope.
issues in the Rock House?
Nope, everything's going smooth. Cheyenne is working out great and really helping me with a lot of things, and
I know Matt got you a air conditioner in there and a heater.
And we're current, right?
Huh?
We're current on our job flow and applications and everything. We're up to date,
yeah, everything's,
so.
Good.
and Cheyenne is full-time now. She's, there's no way that I could continue working in the office and doing all the inspections and compliance with her being part-time, so she is working full-time
And you work
there
with
now.
JD.
In JD's office, yeah,
JD's
Kristen helps a lot with inspections and helping out with that area, yeah.
Okay, yeah, takes 2 to tango. Okay, any questions?
Do you have an online question?
Who is it?
Rob Klein.
Hey, Rob, go ahead.
Yeah, 2 questions real quick. I still don't see any notice of meetings for the planning or even an agenda, so that's the 2 questions I have.
For the planning commission, you mean?
Yes.
Well, right now, we're working on getting a workshop scheduled for September to go over the zoning resolution. Skip North Cross is going through the resolution that we have now, trying to fine tune wording, making sure that everything lines up in all the sections as well as the definitions in the front of the book. So that's why we haven't had a meeting yet.
Clarifications, yeah.
Will that meeting be posted?
Yes, it will be.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rob. Anything else?
I
Okay.
just want to give these guys kudos for all the scanning that you've done and putting it on JD's website, because it helps us when somebody comes in to register a vehicle. Because we get a lot of people from the city come up here, they own just a lot and they try to register their vehicle to get out of emissions and all that. And so we can look it up without having to call these guys and see if they are even have a permit to build or they're doing anything, so that's been very helpful.
That scan, I'm surprised the scanner's working that well.
Yeah.
Whose fault is that? Not sure. Okay.
Yeah, we utilize him a lot.
Yeah. I'm glad, thanks.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, airport.
Mr. Airport.
Clyde, welcome.
Thanks, Clyde.
Okay.
Okay, first thing I want to do is I want to give a big thank you to the tourism board for our new website. It's online now, it's live. Anybody wants to see any information about the airport, ysilverwest.com.
And it's a great picture.
It's a nice
Great-
website.
Great website. Good job, Deb. She's out there.
Okay.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Bill.
Okay, and yeah, thanks Deb for all the help you did with that and all the photos you had taken for us too. Appreciate that. Okay, as far as the airport goes, we're still selling pretty good fuel. So far, well, in June, we sold 3,986 gallons of gasoline, 100 low lead. So far in July, we sold 809 gallons. So we're way ahead of where we were last year. And jet fuel, we have sold almost, well, we've only sold 157 gallons so far in July. In June, we sold 1,148 gallons. So all those people who were afraid that our jet fuel would go stale, it's not gonna happen. We're doing good.
Well, it's doing a lot, and it's saving lives, so that's good.
Yeah, that's what it's there for, bring in tourists and save lives. So we're not gonna have any problems with jet fuel going stale. We're planning for the Air Fest is still in the planning stage. We have enough volunteers. And I don't know how much more detail you want me to go into. I can answer questions now if you want.
The only issue that we have that I can see is we still need to get the survey done, and I need to get a hold of Alan again. You know, he's got the data, he just needs to get time and actually make a plat.
Yes, that's going to start interfering with our ability to get grants.
Yeah, we gotta be able to do that and rent hangars.
That's right.
Okay, AWAS, there was an update on.
The date, AWAS is supposed to be re-inspected by the FAA sometime this week. This week's almost over, so maybe next week.
Good. And the equipment, John Deere tractor and.
All the equipment is good. One of our courtesy cars has a brake leak again. I've gotta get that fixed.
Yeah, you're working with Lucas on cars and tractors and snowplow.
Yes, and Lucas is trying to find me a snowplow. Something that'll work better than the tractor we're using now.
Yeah, for sure.
And just a reminder that the Deb Tourism has a community resource guide and airports mentioned in there, along with some pamphlets that are out there on the table that's available for you. So trying to get tourism up and airport busy.
Tim, thank you.
Okay, before Clyde goes, Debbie, do you have any other tourism board things you want to bring up in the meeting?
Well, I do want to say that community guide that Paul just shown was created by the Wet Mountain Valley Community Foundation. So Shelley of Joe Studio did create it, but that is not a tourism piece. Bill, did you, Paul, did you hand out the packet that I gave you the other day?
I have them available on the table at the entrance, and I have one here that I'm holding up, your community resource guide to the audience, so.
Okay, well, those 6 packets that I gave you were somewhat specific for the commissioners, so you could all see the material that we have created as far as where's the local beef, a West Cliff Fine Art Gallery guide, a rainbow trail, take a ramble on the rainbow brochure, High Peaks Summerfest, a new Explore Town map, and then I also included the Colorado Farm Fresh Directory, where for the first time Custer County is represented with 14 listings. So those packets were meant for the BOCC, just so you know the literature that we are creating.
Correct. And really appreciate that too.
Yeah, and since you asked, Bill, we will be, I think tourism might be a little bit on the agenda for July 23rd. We will be pursuing another Colorado Tourism Office marketing grant. It's open now. It closes August 28th, and we will be requesting a $10,000 grant to totally redo the Custer County Tourism Visit Wet Mountain Valley website. That website is coming up to a decade old, so things have changed a lot. So we're hoping that we will get a grant to update our website to look as good as the Silver West Airport website.
Very good.
Great. Is it a match grant?
Yeah, but it's only, if we ask for 10,000, our match is only 2,500.
Okay.
And so if I can be put on the agenda for asking the BOCC permission, because the grant application does close on August 28th. Tourism does not have a board meeting in August. We kind of take a break. So I will need your permission to pursue that application.
Okay, get you on the agenda.
Thank you.
Thank you, Deb.
All right.
Did we get the AWAS connection to
Yes.
the internet?
Yes, there was, John was out at the airport, matter of fact, yesterday, and for some reason, it's working again, and we can't find any more problems with it.
Good, it's good news. John also pointed out that he couldn't find the ground wire for the gas tank. And I thought it was connected to the back of the building and run over to the tank. We had that problem where it was buried underneath the old, or the new tank, and then we moved it.
Yes, and I can't answer that question immediately, but John and I did walk around all the buildings and all the tanks, we didn't find any grounding rods anywhere.
Even in the back of the building, the ops building where the panel is, because I thought there was a rod driven in the ground there.
It's not visible if it is.
Okay.
I found no visible wire coming out of the building, no grounding rod.
There was an electrician that came up and verified things. How did he?
It was inspected, I can't tell you how it happened.
It was, and it was not just the inspection involved a specific person that was familiar with tanks, so it had to be grounded properly. And,
yes.
And the glue shot into the wire, so you couldn't get a fire chasing up an electric line.
Right.
Right. Should be a brass.
So I'll have to find out where it is.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else? Anybody got a question for the airport? Good, thanks. By the way, when are we gonna have our hamburger fry out there again? After the Air Fest, right?
Yeah, after the Air Fest.
We wanna do it now.
Can you get a hamburger truck to fall over this time?
Yeah, let's get a hamburger truck. Yeah, Rossler, no. All right, thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, I have to go. I
Stacy.
have a doctor's
Oh,
appointment
yeah.
before it was scheduled, before this meeting got changed.
Okay, that's fine, Stacy, I'm sorry.
That's
We could have gotten you up first. I wish.
I can go very, very, very
Well,
quickly.
go ahead,
I'm
you're
sorry.
here. That's fine, go for it.
I usually print this out, but,
Where are we at?
don't really have anything else to add. I just handed Caitlin, thank you for signing the contracts for fiscal year 25-26.
We got it all
We got it
figured
all
out
done.
finally.
So Caitlin has a copy of both signed contracts, so
By
that
the way,
means-
she had an interesting time. She was signing it in Indonesia sometime, and I was signing it here. And it worked.
Yeah, it did, yes. So not much else to report on. I just gave, and I requested 2 more copies. I gave Lucas an actual copy of, I referenced this last meeting or the meeting before, Kids Count Colorado 2025 data book. And I requested 2 more copies so that each of you can have one as well. But they have agreed to come and talk to us, either Zoom or in person, probably will be Zoom. But basically what this will allow is we've been talking about taxes and budgeting, and we're pretty confident, unfortunately, that our budgeting will be cut going into next year. But what they are willing to do, this is the group from the Colorado Children's Campaign, is come talk to our community and our county about what this data is, what does it look like for us. We've had a tremendous amount of growth of younger families here in Custer County, and different ballot initiatives and things like that. So I will work with Caitlin on trying to schedule a time. So it'll be for the county commissioners, all of our departments, and the community, just to know what this data means for us and what it can be used like as far as going after funding, both philanthropy-based as well as state ballot initiatives. I will be attending a meeting next week in Denver, hosted by the Beal Foundation and Gary Community Foundation. And they're looking about doing a ballot initiative at the state level to fund early childhood councils as well as early childhood supports. This would be, the only biggest example I could give is, for example, Prop EE back in 2020. That was the tax on tobacco, and that's what funds the universal preschool program. So things like that. So hopefully we'll have some ideas on what funding will look like next year. So that's about it. Okay, thanks.
Question for her before she races out?
Before she races.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
Very good, thank you.
Brian?
Oh,
Brian.
Okay. Everything is running as normal, as always. I did attach the landfill total sheet, which represents the first half. I'm not gonna go over it all unless you guys want me to.
No.
The main thing is just how much money the landfill's brought in for the first half. It is $153,994.90. And then the total cubic yards, 11,536 cubic yards. So that's the main, and then cars, trucks, and blah, blah, blah. But, so, and I did not compare that to last year. I was going to, but I totally forgot.
It's probably
We'll
more.
figure it out one of these days. Yeah, so anyway, I'm guessing it's more. We did get that containment berm done for phase 2 of the area fill. So, I got a hold of Alan Altman, the surveyor, and we will be getting that here hopefully soon. And that way we can get the CQA report to the engineers, and then they'll get it to the state. So we can get the phase 2 approved. So hopefully by the end of, I don't know, October, we'll have it. I mean, we don't need it right now, because we got plenty of space, but as long as we get it done before winter is the main goal. Other than that, we did have a trash truck that was on fire last Thursday, just to let everybody know. It's his 5th time it's happened since I've been here in 5 years, so I know what to do, and I wasn't there.
Internal combustion or something else?
I'm guessing it was a battery. Yeah. Typically, they're batteries that, start the trash on fire. So, I took the afternoon off, obviously, and that's when it happened, because I wasn't there. Everything happens when I'm not there, believe it or not. So anyway, it was good for the guys to do, to put it out. We just used dirt. I mean, there's not much you can do.
Basically just either dump in or dump it out and dump it.
Yeah, you just have them pull in and then just have them eject it out and then just put dirt on it. And then fire extinguisher, there were some hoses on the truck that were, burning and stuff, but we got it without calling the fire department. So I'm gonna talk with Jeremiah, the fire chief, and just touch base with him on future incidences if because I could talk to Wet Mountain Fire with my radio. I don't know if he would prefer we go through 911 if need be. So anyway, I'm gonna talk to him. You might have some input on that.
Probably through dispatch, but yeah.
Dispatch,
whatever exists.
This was not a big deal because it was a calm day and we were out in the middle of the area fill. And, there was nothing. And we buried trash, and we put trash on top of buried trash. So the fire didn't get into any other trash, it was contained. So anyway, I'll talk to him and see moving forward if that's something that they would rather be involved with, or if we just handle it.
Well, and just depending on the type and how large the flames are or whatever,
Yeah.
when they arrive with the truck half full of flames.
It was on fire, flaming out the back end.
Yeah.
So, but again, this is the fourth time, and so, I never once called the fire
Do
department.
we have a respirator out there for the
No.
operator? I'm looking at plastic melting and burning, putting off some toxins.
Well, both machines are cabbed, you know, the loader and the compactor, so that's not an issue.
But there's nobody raking or anything like that?
No.
It's all done with the
It's all
equipment?
done with the machines.
Okay, I just want.
Yep, so.
Got the old roller still working?
The new compactor,
The new one's down there, you got
the
it
old one is still there, and
Yeah.
it's still
operating.
operational.
Using it.
If need be.
You were really busy, you got quite an operation now on that.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty much a backup.
Yeah, it still runs, yeah. It's just not reliable, but, yeah.
There for a backup too.
There for a backup.
Is that something we wanna consider selling?
I think so. I'll get with Vince. They used a company when they sold that roller, the Dynapack.
Yeah.
I can't remember who.
Purple Wave.
Purple Wave? Okay. I'll get with him and figure out if we wanna post it on there and see if we can get rid of it. Yeah. It doesn't need to be there. I mean,
You got a grader base there too.
currently we have one of the road bridge graders, blades. Yeah.
Because if the TANA goes out, we're gonna request them to bring in a temporary one.
If the TANA goes out, we still have the old 73 dozer, which we could compact, well, you can't really compact trash with it, because it's not designed to do that, but.
But we can lease for a month or two.
Yeah,
or
we could
a couple
use that.
weeks.
Yeah. Other than that, that's about all I got.
Anything for us?
No?
Ask them, yeah, how's your office? You good?
Good. Yeah, John, we're gonna, like you said, get some cameras up, that way. We've had, I don't know, probably 3 times since I've been here, people put trash, you know, at the gate when we're closed. So, I mean, it's not a huge issue, but it happens, so. But other than that, oh, the shooting range, I should have brought this up with Rich, he's not here, is he?
No.
Here in the future, we're gonna probably be moving material below well above, actually, the shooting range, and I think we need to come up with a plan as far as when they're shooting,
Let you know, so.
dates.
Down there on.
Yeah, you're not down line.
I don't really wanna be over there moving material while people are shooting.
Correct.
And so,
Procedure.
that is landfill.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and you are the new area fill and some of the other areas right above.
Yeah, so, it's not pressing right now, it's just something in the future that
That's something you and Rich can coordinate.
we need to talk about.
Being over there, I know that that's something they're already discussing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know that that's something they're taking note of already.
Okay, perfect.
Good.
Yep, that's all.
Any questions?
Do you have need for dust mask and N95s or safety goggles?
I've got N95s
Okay, what about some safety
and
goggles?
safety glasses.
Okay. Do you need any resource to get some public health guys?
We're good for the time being, but perfect.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you, Brian.
Good, thank you. Thank you.
Recycling.
Those guys.
Thanks for being here. Thank you very much. But go ahead, what you got?
Okay,
You don't have to say everything, just give us the highlights.
okay.
And give us, you know, anything that might interest.
Sure.
The issues you've got.
Sure. We've continued normal operations without issues since the last report. Steve, our operations supervisor, continues to go above and beyond, doing an excellent job out there. As I reported last time, everything's really picking up. A lot of volume. We're on pace to have a record month, production month, this month. We did receive I applied for a rebate grant from CDPHE in May, and I did get word that we were awarded that on June 30th, and we did receive that. The Treasury Department let me know that it was received in the amount of $10,000. I did kind of have a comment on that. This is the last year that they're doing that particular grant. They simplified everything kind of during the process, so a lot of the factors that were supposed to be considered and going into it were eliminated, and they simplified it down to simply a mileage tier requirement. And so the 10,000, I expected us to get probably 5 times that amount, and unfortunately, because the factors were taken out in what they calculated the award, it came out to be $10,000. So it's better than $0, but we did receive 10,000, and we have received that.
So it was a mistake that they've made in the past, or a mistake, how did they change it? Why?
They've changed their system. There's a lot of new personnel, and the way they're gonna do everything, and they even changed their name. So they've just decided, I guess they decided because this was the last year, that they were really gonna simplify everything. So instead of basing everything on the number of public drop-off sites, the hours that we were open, all the mileage, all the trips, all of those things, they just reduced it to mileage, and frequency of trips was even taken out. So it didn't even matter how many times we brought or what our volumes were. None of that was considered. It was a one-way mileage consideration. And we actually got penalized, which I do not understand, because from the facility itself, and we are a MRF, a material recovery facility, so we are processing, we do send to the end user. But since those end users are out of state that purchase our material and not in state, we went into the lowest mileage tier. They penalized us for that. But the problem with that is, now we do bring in from our drop-off sites to our MRF. We did get full credit for that, but there's no paper mills or anything in state. We don't have a choice.
That would have affected all the land.
It would have affected everybody. And so that right there was simply.
It looks like a way out of the state getting some more money back.
Maybe so, but.
It sounds like.
Yeah, so just for example, 2023, we were only, for the period that this was for period year 2024. For 2022, actually, we were only open for 6 months, and we only did probably a quarter of the volume of what we did in 2024, and we received 50,000 because all these other factors were considered. And so, 5 times the amount. But like I said, this is the last year. Supposedly, according to them, the funding opportunities are going to be much, much better under the new program. And I do plan on pursuing much more substantial grants, which I will come to you guys on, of course, but I plan on doing that immediately. Moving on to our production, year to date, this is all materials. We've done 150 bales of material. 30 of those were in June. Like I said, we're on pace now to probably break our all-time record, which is 36 in a month. We're probably gonna do 40 this month. Vast majority of what we do is cardboard, obviously, so 107 this year have been cardboard alone. Let me see. I guess moving on to sales revenue through June, we've brought in, and this does not include the grant, 15,432.36 is what we've brought in. Again, we're looking at a substantial month this month that is not reported yet. Let's see. And then moving on to our volunteers. As always, I can't say enough, we've usually got about 13 to 15 a month that are participating. They usually do about 40 to 45 hours a month.
You're logging them all, like.
Oh, yeah, it's all logged. Well, in June, let's see,
That's okay.
okay, yeah. So, yes, everything is logged. They've been doing a great job. This last week, they really worked. They produced just on Wednesday and Friday morning, I believe almost 6 bales of cardboard they baled in those 2 days, which, that's a lot. It's a lot of cardboard.
Public's bringing in a lot.
So, oh yeah, and we're definitely seeing an increase. The only other thing I was gonna add, we are assisting High Country Recycle. We store their storage barrels, and they do put out recycle barrels for aluminum at the events. So, I've assisted them in doing that. They just finished up with the Bluegrass Festival, and we've already got the barrels over for the rodeo. So we're doing that.
Good. Thanks for helping.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
Located, in that blue trailer still? Okay.
In the, what's that?
Those barrels, are they in that blue trailer or?
No, they're stored in the unfinished building.
That's right.
They're not there right now, they're already at the rodeo, but that's normally where they stay. So they come out and prepare them, and then, I took them out to the bluff, and then they were moved to the rodeo, and I'll probably pick them up, so. And I think that's all I've got.
Questions?
Deb Adams has a comment.
Deb? Go ahead.
I just want to let people know about glass recycling, which is being handled by High Country Recycling. Glass gets picked up pretty much every month. We come as close to 5 tons as possible. Our last pickup in June was 4.92. Big Blue was picked up on July 9th. I'm waiting to see what the tonnage on that was. And then that circular or C3 rebate that Tim was talking about, fortunately, because glass gets picked up here and goes to Denver, High Country Recycling was given a rebate of $15,000 that basically pays for glass recycling for the year. So we're very happy about that. We are looking at, because we got this rebate for next year, we are looking at possibly sponsoring aluminum reusable cups that can be used at the many summer events that are using plastic, in trying to reduce the amount of plastic. And I also want to give a big shout out to Tim and Steve, because without their dedication to the recycling program, we'd be a mess. And so thank you very much, Tim, for everything that you do to help Custer County recycle.
Well, thanks, Deb, and thank you for everything you do.
Good deal. Yeah. Okay, any other points? All right.
Do you have need of N95s or safety glasses?
We do. The safety glasses, probably more than anything, would be fantastic.
Will you be out there Friday?
I will.
Okay, I'll be out Friday morning, I'll touch base with you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thanks, John. Thank you. Okay, well, let's move on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
OEM. Robin. After all that wait.
Stiff. Well, it looks like rain again today. National Weather Service briefing at noon, so hopefully I'll be done by then. And tomorrow for thunderstorms. Not a significant either wind or flash flooding, but in the region, there's a possibility of that. So be aware if you're going outside our area.
Low battery, please charge.
Low battery.
Starting with Emergency Management for Performance Grant. This federal funding has paid for 50% of the OEM director's salary. That will be reduced and only refunded and reimbursed through September 30th. We have submitted the first quarter. We have not been reimbursed for that. We're working on the second quarter. We still haven't been reimbursed. as they still have not done the awards, as the state has not gotten a federal award yet. So things are definitely crunching down in the federal grant arena there. In our Homeland Security grants, in an effort to make sure we have all that money spent and get reimbursement, we did recoup $14,000 worth of radios with no match, and that has been received, as well as we wrote a grant last year for $10,000 worth of laptops. And so this might help cure JD's situation in the event of cybersecurity, as these will then be updated and kept by John in IT in a cart and updated every so often for just an emergency or a cybersecurity event. And so those, we don't really have essential personnel designations. That's something that probably would be helpful, so we're not all fighting over who gets those computers. Of course, you know, 3 of you need them first to make sure everything's happening. And some of our computers are on a state system, but yet another plan that we probably need developed is that continuity of operations, so we know who is essential personnel and who can
And that's
call.
probably
Low
emergency
battery, please
specific.
charge.
It could be emergency specific. I think the big thing, of course, is cybersecurity. Anyone on the email system, their computer would not be able to be used. And Fremont County, who is our neighbor community 2 years ago, had a big cybersecurity issue, and they were lucky in that they had a cache of the 10 computers, so that's kind of what helped save them, but long-term could be a problem. Our co-swap grant is to recruit and train chainsaw sawyers. I have the dates listed wrong up here. It's the 18th to the 21st, and that's a 4-day training. If anybody would like to promote that for us, we've only used 14% of the grant allocation, so we're really looking to train more chainsaw sawyers. We're out there with the chipper today as we speak. They're doing a job, and as well as the 26th, the 30th, and all into August. So the chipper and the chainsaws, I think, have been useful in reducing fuel in our community and stimulating people to do mitigation around their homes.
I think you're working with Dominic on some of this, some of the veterans
Yeah,
could take advantage of that.
exactly. You know, we're working with the Firewood Bank.
Volunteers that way too.
Yes, and we're actually working with the Trails for All as well. Shelley Larson over there has said there might be some folks that are interested. So we are trying to grow our team, because now we have more demand than we really have teammates. We only have 11 people that go out and do that. So by the time you do a 6-hour day out in the heat, you've got to do the work rest. So the grant for the Neighborhood Ambassador Disaster Awareness Program, we have at least 12 neighborhoods. We have several mini grants that have been awarded, and we have some reimbursement donations coming in as a result of those neighborhoods. We have had 2 so far, Virginia. Is it just 2?
Yes.
Okay, great. And so people have really been supportive of that project. We do have a new GIS computer and license, and John, in his spare time, which is none, is mentoring a GIS volunteer.
Where is that computer based?
It's in John's office. We've got a little office set up there.
Okay.
So we can.
Set him up his own little workstation, and then it lives in there, and then when I'm not there, the door is locked and it's secure.
Yeah, JD will let them in if needed, yeah. And then, of course, disaster activities went to the Beulah evacuation drill. That was really interesting. They have done that before. They did mention that they were super tight-knit community, and that's really the only way that they really get away with this evacuation, where everybody really knows about it. They've sent out.
They all don't run for the same door.
Well, pretty much, and they've, of course, had 2 fires and 2 drills in the last 5 years, so they're really well-trained, and of course, they know each other. They're a small community. But they did try something that was pretty interesting. They had a QR code. And so on their I've been evacuated a piece of paper, they went in and said, I have been evacuated. I am now on my way to that reunification center. And that way, the deputies did not have to go to that home and say, are you all out?
They knew.
So that's something that we could try and model. In addition, we had Red Cross sheltering class, and I want to give a shout out to Public Health Agency for providing all of their staff that day. And I think everybody, in fact, Deb, I think from Sarah's office said, oh, she felt so much better that if she had to do it, now she would have, at least some basics. And then we're working with Public Health on transitioning their trailer, which has been in the past more of a rehab kind of medical trailer, into a mass care trailer, so we'll have more capacity to open a shelter if we need to. And then the CWPP mapping is in progress, but John explained a lot of where we're at with the hiccups in trying to get all of our systems, and he and I are on the same page in that.
That's Community Wildlife Protection Plan.
Yes, it is. And that county map, I think, can kind of play into what we do for the wildfire resiliency building codes that may be sneaking down our shirts here in the future in 2026. So working through that entire process of making a map, and then letting the public have some feelings about the map and how it affects them, and being able to know, are they in an extreme or a high or a moderate or a low fire area. And then obviously lots of mitigation events, and working on the Custer County Emergency Operations Plan. That'll be the next big thing for 2026, is to update that plan, and that'll really involve all of you, because each of you have a role in disaster. You might not know what it is, or you may be just taking care of regular business so everybody else can work that disaster, but I'll be in contact with each department to talk through how their role is seen.
And you can work modifying it according to whatever the differences might be.
Exactly.
Okay, good. Questions? Anything? Points? Got it? Anybody out here? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Hello,
Thanks,
commissioners.
Hey, Sarah.
Okay. Hello, everybody. So public health has been very busy, so thank you to the Children's Health Fund grant money for our sports physicals. We have completed 30, we have 70 left. They are for Custer County residents only, so please, if you know kiddos who need them, send them our way so we can get them scheduled before back to school happens. We are inventorying our supplies for our recently purchased substance abuse grant. We've got tons of different varieties of activities that, are to help incentivize kids to not participate in illicit activities. So one of those activities is a greenhouse. So it's a personalized little plastic greenhouse that has a self-watering mechanism. We are teaming up with the library and doing an event in August. We have 25 of them to give away. So tell your local kiddos. We are doing an internal grant workshop with the grant monies that we've been presented with thus far. That will be today at 1:30, so we will be having that shortly. We are reorganizing our office space, processing old files. We've come across files as old as 1998. So we are properly filing and disposing of old documents that don't fit our retention policy. We are also reallocating resources. So as John's been advocating, we have safety goggles, N95s. We've given a lot of office supplies away. So if you need anything, touch base with John or with Matt. So thank you guys for that. So due to that project, I'll skip down a little bit, we have cleaned out both sheds. Yay. Our one is ready for OEM. So yay for that. And we have been working on the trailer, as Robin mentioned. We will be partnering with her and with DHS to, tighten those things up, make sure that it's functional for both my ESF, which is 8, and ESF 6, which is DHS. So it will hopefully be fully functional here before my Board of Health, and we will give you a virtual tour. So look forward to that. We're preparing for the, county budget hearings coming up, and we are improving our patient care space, so our little room that we give vaccinations in. We're giving it a new coat of paint, deep cleaning the carpets, and putting up new wall toys for the kids, so it should turn out pretty nice. We'll do some before and after photos as that project progresses. We've started a recreational soccer league on Thursdays. I've teamed up with Dominic in the back, so it's at the soccer fields across the street from Hermit Lane. So please come. It's for all ages, it's free, and it starts at 6 p.m. every Thursday. Bring your friends, it's fun. All right, and then as a reminder, BOH is August 21st, so please come hear me talk for an hour. It's gonna be fun. And then completed projects, as Robin mentioned, we did her shelter training. It was very valuable for my team. We're gonna be able to function in a disaster very well now. The shed's ready, and the fun part down below, our art club completed an activity with the Valley residents. So we came and made bracelets. So here are all the kiddos and their residents that they made bracelets for, which was really fun. So I feel like we needed a nice warm fuzzy to end the meeting. There it is. Look how cute.
So how's the defib business, defibrillator?
So Lucas and I have attended an informational meeting with the company Avive. Have you heard or been familiar with it? SAR has it. It's like a 2-pound little machine that has a visual screen, so it gives visual cues as well as auditory instructions.
Everybody here understands. You got some 8 people that, everybody ought to be near a defibrillator somewhere.
Correct. So we have secured a Custer County bulk pricing deal, which makes them quite affordable. So any Custer County entity can come through public health and say, hey, we're looking for an AED. We unfortunately do not have the funding to pay for that AED, but we can give you that bulk count, discount rate. So Lucas and I are working with the company to move forward and maybe universalize AEDs throughout the county so that everybody uses the same machine. They're pretty cool.
And then gap the pricing going into budget season, so.
Good question.
Buy what we gotta buy.
Right.
Awesome.
Okay.
Anything else?
Dominic, who won the soccer game?
Oh, my team over.
Oh, no, he's lying, actually. Well, we were on the same team last and we did win. But the time before that, somebody pulled a hamstring and my team was victorious.
Luckily, public health was there to patch it up.
Absolutely. Awesome. Yes, please come. It's super fun and it's a really great way to get out and get active for our community.
Any questions or any issues?
If you're a county employee and you're gonna plan on playing soccer, wear some shin guards, please.
Full body armor would be better.
To be fair, she's a senior, so.
Does workman's comp cover that, Bob?
And even worse, it was inflicted by a child, so.
Oh dear.
Awesome.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
So what's with Reggie, do we know?
I know that is not a workman's comp claim.
No, it's not. Yeah, finance. We got Reggie's report.
Reggie's at.
And she's doing her fair stuff.
Yeah, they're busy at the fair. I'll go over a few highlights that she gave me. So the fair's in full swing and running very well. The fair will be running through July the 20th of this year. They've had 72 livestock projects going on to educate people, and more than 100 additional shooting sports was added. They're just having a good one. They had a shooting out at the sheriff's range on Saturday, and she wanted to put out a special thanks to John for the time and attention given to the technical needs of the airport, of the actual fairgrounds, and he had been very busy at the airport. Other than that, we've got into the weed board. Says was a very successful walkthrough. They have a number of weeds that came to in focus, and that they're going to be having workshops in order to figure out how to deal with them. They've been attending various training seminars and other ways of learning through the extensions program, and she wanted to put out a special thanks to both Lucas and myself for helping with the fair cleanup day. It was very successful. It happened to be crunch time when we got into that. And thanks to Matt and John, who actually built a handicap ramp for the new projects building that was a new addition to the fairgrounds. And they're very busy and enjoying the fair, and Mother Nature, or the weather actually came in and wet everything down, so we would not have any kind of a fire issue or dust and pollen flying around. So it's a very successful cleanup day, and Mother Nature helped.
Also, Road and Bridge helped out with Saddle Club with some gravel and some help.
Oh, okay. Wasn't aware of that. But other than that, that was a report.
Any questions or points? Anybody know which steer's gonna win, which one we ought to bid on? Not yet. Are they still painting hooves? Are they still painting the hooves?
I don't think so. They're all done.
I'm just making a joke there, but that doesn't gain them any points. All right, any other questions for anybody? Points. Thanks everybody for being here. This has been very helpful for us. And I got I liked the conversation too. I think everybody learned something that they didn't know too. That was good. And look forward to it in the future. We'll look for other programs as they come up. Anything back there, Bob, that you want to bring up? Anything else?
Anybody else?
Okay, let's adjourn this meeting. Whoa, wait a minute. Sorry. Accounts payable. We gotta go through that.
Gotta pay our bills.
Yeah, we
Gotta pay our
I'm
bills.
sorry, I lost the backing. Okay.
All right, for accounts payable, quickly go through the amounts that are over 5,000. At the airport for Caldwell Family Concrete, it's a Southgate approach in the amount of $13,615.87. District Attorney, Office of the District Attorney, it's monthly billing, it's $12,608.49. Road and Bridge Maintenance, Card Services, this was for chipper parts, for their chipper, not the OEM chipper, $4,592.80. Road and Bridge Maintenance, the Country Store for June fuel, $5,497.68. Road and Bridge Maintenance for McFarland Oil, fuel in the amount of $11,262.29. Road and Bridge Maintenance, Old Castle SW Group, it's for asphalt in the amount of $14,575.80. Emergency Management to Card Services for the 10 laptops that were funded by the grant, and just under $10,000. And Child Welfare for DREMA, the contract for the caseworker supervisor, in the amount of $5,800. So the total is $149,756.76.
Is anything, Paul?
No, look good.
Is that the new total?
Yes, I believe so.
Is that the current?
That's not the current.
That wasn't the most current one?
She sent me one.
It was just,
sent a new one?
was it, there were 3 of them that she sent then? I thought I grabbed the last email, but I could be wrong.
Find the current one and let me have the amount.
$155,200.72.
Okay.
You wanna make the motion?
Yeah. Okay, so I'll move to accept the accounts payable report to the tune of $155,200.72.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, any comments additionally what you covered? No, pretty much business as usual.
It's not as much.
We're getting better about putting the information into the invoices so it's clear when we come out that what is what and what is going in on those invoices. So we're still troubleshooting through some CIC stuff on that, but I think overall things are getting better about getting that in there. We are seeing some things with still invoices being scanned in, and whether it's true or false when we go to monitor that, but we're working through those issues with CIC. So we run a report, or Caitlin runs a report for me, true or false, every month. What invoice, how many of all the invoices, which ones don't have an invoice uploaded? So if it's true, the invoice got uploaded, false, it didn't. But we have found that some of the trues, it says true, but we've noticed that every once in a while, it doesn't have an invoice. So, and then we did a lot of scanning at the beginning of the year, and it kind of messed some things up. So we still have some rescanning to do. And then we've got all of 22's and 23's invoices, but a lot of those aren't scanned in. So in time, we'll go through those, and we'll get those uploaded at some point in time.
Anybody questions on it? Hearing none. A call for the vote. All in favor of accepting accounts receivable payable report, say aye. Lucas.
Aye.
Paul.
Lucas, aye.
Kanda, aye. All right, last but not least, Custer County Search and Rescue request for PILT Title III funding. Who's got that?
So this is mine, and I dropped the ball on this. We got this email from Custer County Search and Rescue on February 7th, 2025. It's a request for Title III County PILT Fund consideration. I tried to get a hold of him to see if he could be here or if he could be at the July 30th meeting. I'm just going to present this to us because I think we need to get going and we need to get them paid, and we'll make our decision after the 45-day that we have to advertise this to the community for public comment. Is that kind of, I'm in keeping with the process, what we've kind of done. So, dear BOCC members, as you gentlemen no doubt know, Custer County Search and Rescue is a 100% volunteer-run organization which strives to locate, rescue, and or recover sick, lost, injured, or deceased parties within Custer County's diverse environment, including on contiguous federal lands. We achieve this goal while funding ourselves through team fundraising, grant awards, and generous donations by community members and subjects and or their family or friends. We consider ourselves extremely fortunate to have these various revenue streams that offset our growing operational costs, but have found ourselves lacking in one specific area: funding for specialized technical rescue training to respond to emergencies on public lands. Unfortunately, it is our experience that course registration fees are typically not allowed through existing grant opportunities. Under PL 115 through 141, Section 302A2, Title III PILT funds may be used to reimburse the county for the training expenses needed for search and rescue personnel. We believe the request below is a clear and appropriate use of these funds, as our 98% of our technical responses are conducted on National Forest or BLM lands located within Custer County. Additionally, we have previously received PILT funds from a prior BOCC in 2019 for a similar request. Due to the expanding need for rescue and recoveries in the technical terrain found in the Custer County, particularly the Sangre de Cristo mountain range, I am requesting your consideration for the allocation of Title III County PILT funds for the purpose of an in-county specialized training opportunity, allowing our team to stay up to date on complex rescue techniques. Our current intention is to schedule this training in April of 2025, which would improve safety and operational efficiency during the upcoming summer rescue season. The course fees are $900 per student, therefore we are requesting $12,000, which would cover the registration fees of our core technical rescue members. I'm available at any time to express any questions, concerns, or comments you gentlemen may have regarding this request or any Custer County Search and Rescue topics in general. Thank you for your consideration, and we look forward to hearing back from you. Regards, Jonathan Wiley. So I've been in communication back and forth with him, and our last email exchange was in June, and then I kind of figured we better get this going because they've already had.
So they
taken
took
this
the course,
training,
they paid it,
But they
needed to
need,
be reimbursed.
they'd like to get reimbursed or they're gonna be 12,000 short in their budget for this year, so.
So there's time.
So I'd like to get the process started, and I don't know if that requires a motion to go out for public notice on this. And then after the public notice, we make a decision on that.
I think it is, the process.
Yeah, it seems like in the past that they've made a motion to accept their proposal.
Oh,
or
accept their
whatever.
request.
Yeah, and,
In public.
put that out for public notice for the 45 days.
So I'll make a motion to approve the request for Title III County PILT Fund consideration from Custer County Search and Rescue. And put out for public notice for 45 days.
I'll second. That's good.
Yeah.
How much PILT money do we have? We have a tally on it somewhere.
I don't know, I had sent Caitlin, the spreadsheet that Brenda Gady had actually put
It's
together.
been some time, but I saw it.
And I think the last, money that was on that spreadsheet was 2019, so I don't know, Virginia.
I haven't looked, I could look, I could get it for you.
I think there's around 60, if I remember correctly. There's around 60.
That sounds about right.
Okay.
Okay, good, that'd be great, and we'll get that and put it on the next, when it's back.
In 45 days from the day we start the advertisement.
The notification.
Okay. Okay, any other comments? Been moved and seconded?
There's an online comment.
Okay.
Go ahead, who's on?
Okay, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, state your name.
Yeah, this is Lauren Nissen. I work over here in DHS. I would like to make a statement to express my frustration and concern regarding the recent discussion stated this morning about removing the 4-day work week for county employees.
Wait a second, hold on. Can't do that right now. I thought it was a PILT request. We're discussing the PILT.
We're not quite to public comment, Lauren.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, apologies.
No worries.
Any PILT discussion questions? Okay, hearing none, I'll call for the vote, and all in favor of approving the request for PILT, we put it down for 45 days, say aye. Lucas?
Aye.
Paul?
Both aye.
Kanda, aye. Okay, with that, we'll go, any other items discussed? Any comments, questions from anybody that came up at the last minute? Okay, additional items is none, so therefore public comment, any other comments? And now Lauren, go ahead.
Okay, sorry about that. So this was a discussion that you guys addressed at the beginning of this meeting without prior notice or input from any employees that it directly impacts. I feel like the lack of transparency and consideration is deeply disappointing and frankly disheartening. The employees should have been informed and consulted before mentioning a potential change and having it being brought to the public. One of the most crucial impacts of this potential change is that there are 6 employees who rely on childcare, and as the public is well aware, our county has an extreme shortage of daycare options. Fridays off have allowed working parents to manage their childcare schedules effectively. Removing this 4-day work week without providing a viable solution for the shortage places a significant burden on those of us with children. And it raises the question, where are we expected to take our children on Fridays if this change goes into effect? Unfortunately, this is not the first instance where internal communication has been lacking within the county, and this ongoing issue not only affects morale, but it also erodes the trust between leadership and staff. I respectfully request that county leadership consider this and please speak with the employees before bringing these options up to the public to get our thoughts and opinions. Thank you.
Okay, thanks for the comments. You misunderstood the front of the meeting. That's the purpose of this meeting. This is a staff meeting, and all I said was we'd like to consider it potentially and work options for review. and see how it can be worked out, so we could do it and meet the requirements for people with, we still have a 4-day work week. There's a possibility to do that on shifting people that take on the job. So we don't know what that is yet, Lauren, and thank you for the comment, but that's exactly why we have this meeting, and it's exactly what we'll do in the future.
So is that the goal, is to move back to a 5-day week?
That would be a goal that we would like to
Because
hear.
I'm with her, this is the first we're hearing it.
I said that's something to consider that we would like to discuss before we implement anything. We want to look at options and understand why that, and it's only a requirement that we're looking at because the public is asking us to do that, so let's.
Like how much of the public?
A lot of it, so.
Because I sure haven't heard it, and
Well,
I'm asking.
that's not, I'm not trying to debate it now. The point was that at some point, it would be, if we can do that, we'll have a discussion, we'll look at options, and we may or may not adopt it. Nobody's adopting anything right now, period. So, but thanks for the heads up. Just like other things, this is an opportunity as we grow and move, can be brought up internally, things to be considered to do better for the public, and others that the public brings into us. So we're just looking at options.
That may not be a blanket.
It may not be, it may be only one department that stays open. I don't know. Who knows? And how that would be manned, we don't know if at all, if we do it. So, any other questions on that? And thanks, Lauren, for bringing it up. Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, just to extend on what Lauren said, the lack of transparency, I think, is part of her concern in that the primary recipients of this type of change are the employees, not the public. The 4-day work week is an employee consideration that can't be held out to the public as a string. It's not for the public to dictate the processes of the working of the county. It's for the benefit of the employees, and to bring that up to the public without expressing the possibility to the employees first to get their feel is what she's talking about, a lack of transparency within the organization. So, I mean, you need to address that.
Okay, thanks. Comment done? Good? Okay, good point. That was the whole point, trying to be transparent. Nobody's even brought it up yet. And this is our staff meeting, and I said we had the advantage of being here together to understand things that we are faced with to work for our public. And whether we do it or not is still up to us internally to decide what's best to meet the needs of the public and the needs of our employees. Total transparency. Nobody's brought it up.
Backwards. It's the needs of your employees followed by the needs of the public.
Actually, you have it backwards, but that's okay.
No.
Because that's our job to make sure that the public who hires us to do the execution of the business for them is our mission. And we're here to help try to do that and keep our employees also in the best work environment that we can to do that. Okay. Any comments on that? No. Anything? No. Anybody else different? Any other comments? Now can I adjourn the meeting?
You asking for a motion?
No, I can't. Make a motion.
Oh, I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I second.
All right, been moved and seconded to adjourn. We'll adjourn the meeting. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.